What up, what up, what up, what up? Good morning, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. Right? What up, what up, what up? Um, Setting up the jumbo trizzy. So give me a second. What you want a mic for if you ain't gonna talk? I could have stayed on mute.
I was waiting for your. I was waiting for you. I'll be polite to come back to the mic. I didn't know you gave me access. I'm just chilling, freaking labeling some cables at work, prepping for
Fuck
an
them
upgrade.
cables at work.
Tell me about it. It's the worst part of my job.
Ah, forget them cables at work.
What time did you end up knocking out last night?
Shit, it was like I think 4 a.m.
Uh,
Yeah, I was in there being a little active.
what? Shoot some of the FKM alpha.
No, go read it in the Discord.
Man, there's probably like hundreds of millions of freaking chats.
Go to the pirate help pirate room. That's where you get the updated status in one woo wop of all the important highlights that the captain talked about. Don't start bugging me now that you're on the ship. All
I'm a
right.
member now.
Just,
I'm
just
definitely
so what? It don't matter.
definitely
Just
gonna stop
thank
bugging
me. Just
everybody.
thank me, cause you're already up.
Am I? Where's it at now?
How about that? It's at 293.
Well, what I tell you about why I got in? Remember what I told you?
No, that's your own fault.
No, it's on you too, cold.
No, it ain't. Shit ain't
Hey,
on me.
and so far you're at 100, so we
Shit
good.
is
We
on
good.
you. Shit is on you, not me. Your responsibility. If you were responsible, you would have listened to the information I was trying to convey to you weeks ago when it was at fucking 30, 40, and 50.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, fool. I've been telling you.
I blame my exchange. You know, I gotta wait those stupid 60 days to withdraw my money.
That's because you don't want to use your ATM card. I don't understand.
Ah, fuck that. They charge you up the ass. Shit. Fuck up.
No, bro, it's the same as going to the ATM. So who is this? That's X. So we got Xbot, X Parrot. Now I need a Combat Kanga or Xspectar. Ah, oh, fuck. See, I fucked it up again. See, I'm trying to put all this stuff up here in like a nice order. Okay, so I got
What's going on,
that stuff
Unity?
up there.
What's going on, bro?
Yeah, what's up, Unity, my guy?
What up, OC? What you doing, OC?
LC's trying to be like Unity. uh, there's only one Unity in the crew, bro. Tell him, Unity.
Yeah,
He
tell me,
he
Unity.
he can't be you. He can't be you at all. Let him know, Unity.
I think me and OC are rolling together now from now on.
Uh-huh. Um. Yeah. I guess we're about to get some alpha in here today too, with Combat Kanga and Xspectar
I,
doing whatever it is they're doing together. I don't even know. They haven't told me. I don't know what's going on.
dang, not even too cold nose.
Nope.
Hey, can you hear the background fan noise?
Yep, I
Or...
can hear the fan.
Alright, damn it.
What is that? The fan or AC or something?
But nah, there's like 8 switches in here that I'm gonna be upgrading. That I'm
Uh,
prepping.
you ain't no electrician, no.
I do know. I do. I work with a lot of dry contact, although it is in high voltage. It's similar, but not really. So I do know, some stuff.
What are you, low volt?
Yeah, I used to
Like
do.
communication wiring?
Yeah, like sensors, triggers, relays, you name it. Sub Dutch.
All that pussy stuff. You ain't messing with the real wires. You ain't messing with real
Hell
voltage,
no.
real
If
regular
I
voltage.
if
You
I
ain't
ain't
messing
trained
with
for
that
that high
one. You
voltage,
ain't
I ain't
messing with
risk it.
that 120. What up, Dutch?
Hell no.
Hey, Cold. Too cold. How are you doing, mate?
All right, how about you?
Yeah, good. Thanks, man. Good. Thank you. So, my friends, when do you reckon? Right. So, basically, XRPL is going to be taken over from Bitcoin from number one spot at some point. Um,
I love the confidence. Okay,
yeah.
carry on, carry on.
So, when do you reckon it's going to happen? That's the question to the group because we're working
That
hard now.
is that is the $1 million question. That's just like asking what are the winning lottery numbers.
Let's see.
That's what asking that question is.
I reckon 2025. I reckon these 2 years are going to be like 2015, 16 for the altcoins. 16, 17, 15, 16, 17. So them years when alts went from like XRP went from what was it 0.007 to what $3.5 in 2 years.
Um yeah, I mean we everybody's expecting like a moonshot, and then you got the then you got the buyback theory, right? So who knows? Like it's there's just so many different things that can happen here. Like it's just like who knows for real.
What's your selling price anyway for XRP? Mine's $13,000.
Hey, very confident, very confident. I'm not gonna sit here and say I have an exact price target already, but I just know that down here is not it. That's what I do know.
Nice one.
So I still have plenty of time. I'm in no rush. I still have plenty of time to like figure it out. And then, just along the way, let it. Oh, and I, the way I look at things might be a little different though too, because why do we necessarily need to sell it, right?
Good point.
If we believe that this is going to be the future, right? I would put my ledger, my cold storage would be my bank, and my hot wallet, my Zoom wallet or whatever, right, will be my ATM card, and I'll just move it accordingly, right? And when I want to make large purchases, right, I guess I would make it from the bank, right? My ledger.
Mhm.
Buy a
And
house or a car or some land or whatever.
exactly, mate. Exactly. So like, which is the best performing XRPL coin at this point in time?
Best performing, I don't keep track of like the best performing like that. I have because I'm not a trader, right? I'm not a day trader or a swing trader. I invest in what I like, and shit, I don't even know where they are on the wherever the performance charts, right? I just because we're so early. Like I just it's like is that don't matter to me right
That's a
now.
good point. That's a good point. That's what I was thinking as well. I was thinking the other day we need to get our crypto. Um, don't be shilling or anything, but the project I'm working with, we were thinking about putting them on an exchange, and I was thinking, you know what, all these centralized exchanges are closing anyway, so what's the use of wasting money on them? They're all coming this way, aren't they? Decentralized.
Well,
Like,
I mean, it's a catch 22, right? Because some projects say that getting on an exchange has hurt them, especially if they're like a smaller project, right? Because it usually tends to dump after you get on a major exchange, and then it's hard to pick up that traction back. and then you've lost all that money getting onto the exchange, right? So, I mean, it's everything is a catch-22. It's all about how you want to play it. So, yeah.
Uh, Too cold. Are you going to be moving your crypto onto algo system, like Zode? Are you going to clone it?
I'm already done. I'm already been there, done that.
You've cloned onto algo already.
Yeah, you guys are I mean, I don't talk about every single thing that I do, but yeah, I keep up with my investments.
Good, good, good. So yeah, it's the World Economic Forum are obviously got six cryptos in mind, which is XRPL is one of them. So yeah, when do this bubble? I mean, it's about to pop, isn't it? So what do you reckon is going to initiate it?
Yeah, that's again, that's the what are the winning lottery numbers question, right? We
Yeah.
don't know. And we won't know. Even when it's in motion, we're not going to know if that's the top, if it's done, if we stay right here. Like, we're not about to know none of that shit.
Interesting
Yeah.
times anyway, mate. Thank you very much for the conversation, and I look forward to listening to the rest of it.
Yeah, no
Thank you.
problem at all, my guy. Have a good one. Appreciate
Cheers.
you coming up and joining us.
Thank you, Colt. Thank you.
Yes, yes, most welcome. What
So
up?
so I don't know if y'all. So y'all know how I'm pretty obsessed with keeping up with like metaverses on the Xrpl and shit. Um,
No, I think you want everybody to know that you're obsessed, but go ahead.
yeah, I am pretty obsessed. But I was reading this article about. I guess there's a new metaverse coming to the Xrpl, which is called the Futureverse. Um, One of the, I guess, advisors is Keanu Reeves. I'm a big fanboy of him, so I think that's really what got me interested in it. But just did want to share that with y'all.
So, are you gonna be like X-rated is with Daniel from Casino Coin? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, with the one with Neo, hell yeah.
Ah, you're hella funny. What up, Neil? Combat Kangaroo? What's going on, governor? How goes it, mate?
I'm all right. You? How you been? It's been a few
I'm
days. You know, been away,
yeah,
been busy.
yeah. You've been traveling, right? So yeah, we're here, right? Well, we're not. It's not even getting started time, but I'm definitely want to know what the hell is going on, right? I'm nosy, right? And for the fact that you guys haven't told me nothing, you guys just keep like trying to tease me and shit. And so today's that day. We gonna get some alpha today from you and Mr. Dirk and Xspectar and see what you guys been up to. Cause you just took a trip out to where you went to Belgium, right? Or did you guys meet somewhere else?
No, I went over there. So yeah, I went to meet him and the team while I was there.
Yeah, so very interested to hear what you guys got in the works together, right? Some kangaroos and some expectars linking up. What could it be? What could it
What
be?
you gotta at least wait until he turns up. You got to give him the at least that.
Nah, nah, nah. Forget Dirk. Nah, I was playing. It doesn't start getting active in here anyways until about 30 minutes to an hour after the start time, right? People straggle in as we're already rocking and rolling, which is cool. But yeah, we got some so we got the four projects, right? And so I'm hoping that this helps all projects, right? Because some of the other projects that I am ambassador for, right? They are not as big, and hopefully all these communities come in here and everybody learns, if they haven't already, about all of these four projects at the same time from the creators themselves. And if they do know, we in here catching updates. uh so definitely that was That is the method to the madness of why I set this call up today. You dig what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm laying down? Get your is so is it saying a bee in a bonnet? Okay, because when I say it, it like doesn't make sense to me.
A
Don't get
bee in
your
your bonnet.
don't get a bee in your bonnet. Oh, okay. Don't get a bee in your bonnet, governor. Like that. That's it. Or your knickers in a bunch, right? Don't get your knickers in a bunch. In a twist.
No, it's twist. A bunch is way too American. It's a twist.
Don't get your knickers in a twist.
A
Damn.
twist.
Yeah, all right. My bad. I'm tongue tied. It's still a little bit early. So just give me a second. Jeez. Um, yes. I'm excited too because you haven't posted no updates really in the Discord. I know you've been traveling, but I also know you were working on some stuff before you left and when you got home. So excited
Yeah.
to hear what you got going now.
So there's quite a few things actually. They're all kind of hitting at the same time. So the last bigger sort of release was the marketplace that we put live. So that allows you to essentially put your pre-minted Kangas up for sale. As that was going on, we were doing the competitions for the dingo art because we wanted to get that collection finished. So they're being added now, so that we can start generating the dingoes as well. So that the people that have got the vouchers for the dingoes can actually start seeing what dingoes they've got exactly the same way as the Kangas. So that's nearly done. I was just reviewing the last chapter of the story, which is chapter 6, which two parts of it quite literally made me spit out a drink as I was reading it, which was quite funny. So there's a few funny lines, at least funny to me anyway, in the story. What else? So we've started to essentially go back to the 1 inch punch game, which was, wasn't great when we did it the first time, and it just wasn't good enough, frankly. So I've got a different designer to help me out, who's doing some of the UI work for the main game, the Way of the Poor. So I like what she did. So I've gone back to her and said, okay, why don't you redo the 1 inch punch game then? Because it's graphically that was the problem. The game is the game, but visually it was a bit poor. So she started that a couple of weeks ago. Hopefully by the end of this week, there'll be something to show in terms of like what the general idea of that game will be. It's still a few weeks away from being finished, but visually, like as a almost like a storyboard, you'll be able to see how the game will work, which is quite nice. So that's been done too. Quite a lot. There's a Kickstarter campaign that's gonna go on for the game. That's going to be next month. At least it should be September. That is a non-crypto related piece of news, though. So essentially, Combat Kanga, the game, has two versions. If people have been here before, they'll probably know. We have a crypto version, which is blockchain enabled. That's where your NFTs are. We're adding Hedera to that as well, so that Hedera and HBAR can be used as well as XRP, or rather XRPL. But the non-crypto version of the game is targeted more towards console gaming, and could we put it on Steam? Could we put it on Xbox, PS5? We can't do that with crypto engaged in the game. So there's a fiat version of the game, of which, to be fair, in the main game, crypto is mainly a payment usage for the game, which we can swap out for fiat. There's not that many use cases for NFTs or blockchains within the game mechanics itself. It's more about selling assets that you can get. So yeah, long story short, there's the Kickstarter stuff that we're going to be doing next month, which should really help. Ironically enough, kickstart some of the rest of the development for the game. I think that's about it on the actual project, but that's a fair bit since we last spoke, I think.
Yeah, that's quite a lot, right? And you're gonna have to repeat it all a little bit later, right? Because we're just kicking it right now. And
This is how you know if I'm making it up. You see, can I repeat it?
right there, we're gonna test it. But yeah, we had a HBAR project here yesterday for the cross chain pub crawl. and they were talking about their project being on Steam as well. And um, maybe you should get in contact with them. Do you know a lot of project like people and projects in the HBAR community?
Not yet. I'm keeping my mouth shut until we've actually got the Hash Connect wallet all working, because then it's more of a surprise. I don't want to just talk to them and say we're thinking about doing it constantly. So I've spoken to the Hash Connect guys that essentially have written. It's not the same as Wallet Connect, which is what's on Ether, but it's a very, very similar thing. So if for people who don't quite understand, so with XRP, we're lucky enough to have Zum. And you appreciate how lucky we are to have Zum when you look at other blockchains and how their wallets how you as a developer can use the wallet on your project. So it makes me appreciate the guys at Zum even more, how they've done essentially the wallet plus all the APIs, the hooks all in one. Whereas with Ether, you've got the wallets, right? So you've got MetaMask and God knows there's like 170 different wallets. And then there's no real way to communicate with the wallet very well. So they came up with a process called Wallet Connect, which essentially connects the wallet to third-party applications such as Kanga, and it uses a essentially like a socket connection between the client's browser and the project. The HBAR or Hedera have got exactly the same type of thing with their primary wallet, which is the Hashpack wallet. But they didn't want to use Wallet Connect because it's slightly different, obviously being on Ether. So they did their own called Hash Connect, and it works in a very similar way, but it's rather different to Zum. So I've got to get all that integrated first before I want to go to the HR community and be a little bit, to say any more, because otherwise they'll go there and won't be able to do anything. So, but in terms of that other project, I mean, they may have changed their rules in the short term, but the last time I looked at Steam, they were heavily against it, and they closed down all of the games that had NFTs and blockchain in them. They removed them from the marketplace. So I don't know if they've backtracked on that, given certain requirements maybe your game needs to do or something. But the last time I checked, they basically turned off all of the blockchain games in Steam. So, like I say, I might be wrong on that.
I believe that's what our side. Do you remember yesterday? Did you hear that part about where the game is for the Hadarian Dragon?
I think it was still in development. I don't think they actually said it had a platform yet. I think it was they're trying to do PC based
Yeah,
first.
but I think he did mention Steam though. I don't know. Yeah, I don't. It's not ready just yet, but they're headed in that same direction.
Yeah, I just double checked, and I'm still seeing articles where they've banned it. I'm not seeing articles where they have unbanned it. But this was back in October last year. Yeah, so it was in October. 15th of October was one of the articles, for example. Steam bans all games with NFTs or cryptocurrency. So Steam basically went against after however many months they were letting them on the platform. But apparently, Epic Games are looking like they're going to be more favourable to blockchain. So I know Epic Games are not too far away from where I am, so I might be knocking on their door and talking some kangas with Epic Games. Let's see what they have to say. But yeah, no, good luck to them if they were talking about Steam, but they might want to check because I don't think they'll be able to use Steam. It's not a problem for them really. They just got to pick a different platform. So, but shame I wasn't on because I would have said that to them.
Yeah, maybe I'll get you in contact with them and you guys can do your Debbie talk stuff.
Well, you've got to
I'm
let some teams do research themselves. If they're building a game in blockchain, they might want to check where they can put it. I don't mean if that sounds harsh, but yeah, they might want to do a bit of checking.
um Yeah, no, that's true. So it sounds like Steam did a Minecraft pool, right? Same thing that Minecraft did for blockchain game.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I think it's a bit of an overreaction, really. But they just yanked them all off the marketplace.
Yeah, fucking haters. Hater Raiders. Right. Okay. I just got a DM from Dirk. He said he will be a little bit late. But we're still waiting for Xbot and Xparrot as well. But yeah, so for you guys just now joining the chat, we will be having the 4 projects that I am ambassador for, right? Which is Combat Kanga, Xparrot, Xbot, and Xspectar. If you guys don't know about these projects, this is the point of the call, is for you guys to learn about the projects all, at the same time. And if you guys do know about the projects, to get updates about it all at the same time, right? Since I'm ambassador for the 4, why not get the 4 together in one call, and we just do it like that. So we will also be doing some live trivia giveaways. As you guys know how we do what we does when we do what we do. When that time comes around, right? We got some coins from all of these projects. I didn't hear, but maybe DS will DM me when he gets here. He didn't respond to if he wanted to do a giveaway while he was here. He is, rather busy, whatnot. So yes, that is what we got going on today. Combat Kanga was just chit chatting with us. Neil, he was just chit chatting with us, giving us a little bit of insight of what has been going on with Combat Kanga. Just so, because we're waiting on everybody. But I see we do got X-Parrots in the house, right? We could get this thing kind of rocking and rolling, and because it is Ambassador 2 Code Tuesday, right? And all 4 of these projects do have a song by our guy Xrp X Lemmy, right? We're not gonna start the call out with the 2 Code theme song. We will start it out with one of the songs from about the projects that Lemmy has made a call to. Made a song about, right? Because he has made a song for all 4 of these projects that are that I am ambassador for, and he made these songs long, long ago. If you want his information, it's on top of the Jumbotron. Also, the newest info about the projects, I went to their Twitter page. I posted it on top of the Jumbotron as well, right? So that you guys could get to it pretty quick and fast. So let's get this thing started. Let's set the mood. Let's get this vibe going. I'm going to play this song, and then we'll start getting into it, all right? So here we go with the X-Parrot song by our guy, Lemmy. Cracker, I'm with my X-Parrot eating snack. That wasn't a very good starting point, right? Just cracker just comes all the way out.
I thought it was ballsy.
Hold on.
Thanks for having me up here to go.
Grammarly makes editing one click simpler.
Alright. I gotta skip this ad. Oh, damn, what is going on with my thing? It's tripping. Hold on. Give me a second. Yep, right here. Right here. This 2 Code raw and uncut. You know the vibes. The Nut Crew coming through. Finna drop some. Holly want a cracker. I'm with my ex-parent eating snapper. Made an X-rain on the Xrpl. I'm not your average typical rapper. Holly want a cracker. I'm with my ex-parent eating snapper. Made an X-rain on the Xrpl. I'm not your average typical rapper. Ex-chameleons living lavish. Video games, yeah, we have it. Keeping our rainforest spick and span. Triangular trapping. On the Amazon to the Daintree. Separate to the Congo. I keep a copper coast on my backside. I'm a FKM pirate honcho. For 25 years we moving swiftly. Any might let it see 50.
1728, no Fetty Wild. Words it could cook up, no Betty Crow. Hyacinth McCall, Voodoo Blue and all. It do not have flaws. Mouth open, my jaw is open. I'm hoping Xrp ain't home with triangular trap on my back through this ocean. Holly want a cracker. I'm with my ex-parent eating snapper. Made an X-rain on the Xrpl. I'm not your average typical rapper. Ex-chameleons living lavish. Video games, yeah, we have it. Keeping our rainforest spick and span. Triangular trapping. Holly want a cracker. I'm with my ex-parent eating snapper. Made an X-rain on the Xrpl. I'm not your average typical rapper. Ex-chameleons living lavish. Video games, yeah, we have it. Keeping our rainforest spick and span. Triangular trapping.
Triangular trap tsunami. Hey, there we go. What the fuck is wrong with YouTube? See, all right. There we go. Kicking it off with the Parrot song. If you guys haven't already, please take a second to tweet the room out. Let everybody know that we are about to get started with the Ambassador Too Cold Tuesday. Right, we got two of the projects here already. We got Parrot and Combat Kanga, right? Combat Kanga is also waiting for Xspectar to get here. They have, I guess, some news to announce together, right? And we're still waiting on Xbot. So, Parrot, let's get into it with you guys. And for you guys who are here right now, if you guys don't know about the new feature in the space calls, there is a chat box right there in the right hand corner. You can type any of your questions or converse amongst each other while you guys are listening, right? Or talk to me as well in that chat box. I try to respond while the speakers are speaking. So I like this chat box feature. It helps engage the space call. So let's get to it with our guys, Mike and Miguel, all the way from Parrots coming from Canada. What's going on, my guys?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
How's everything?
What's up, Too Cold?
What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Everything's good, man. We just kicking back on a good old Tuesday afternoon, doing what we does.
You know that that chat bot at the bottom there, a little box. I think it's like kind of confusing, especially with the call you had with Xspectar and Rose and all that. There was like fucking 150 messages in there. I couldn't follow anything.
Yeah, it's confusing, but it's not, because if you just click in it and then you just continue to scroll down, you will pick up the chat, and then it's just like any other thread, right, that has a lot of engagement. When people comment on somebody's specific comment, then it goes into that thread. It's not that confusing.
Yeah, no, I found it confusing. I ended up clicking something. It brought me to like conversations that had nothing to do with the chat. I was like, how the fuck did I get here?
Well, maybe they need to write instructions or something. I don't know.
I just entered a comment in there. So second comment is mine.
Yeah, see, there you go. LFGO. LFGO. Damn, I'm all tongue twisted. LFG, let's go.
LFGO,
You
yes.
feel me? Let's fucking go.
Hey, look how confusing that is, man. Gotcha.
Exactly right. Yes, XRP addict, Xspectar and Dirk will be joining us. He did DM me. He said they're gonna be a little bit late, so don't worry, they will be here. But let's get into it with the Parrot guys, right? And the Xrpl Rainforest, as well as the X Chameleons. What do we got going on here? Let's take it from the top, right? In case we got some people in here who don't know about the project, right? Because like I said, these are the 4 projects that I'm ambassador for, and I wanted to bring the communities together in case none of them knew about each other, that you guys could all learn about each other, all in one space. So let's
Yeah,
go on
definitely.
ahead and do this.
Definitely. It's been a while since I've had to start from the beginning, to be honest. But my name is Mark, one of the creators of Xparrots, and what we have created is a small umbrella of NFT art, where we partnered with the Rainforest Foundation, where some of our proceeds that we earn from our art is then uh, donated back to the Rainforest Foundation to help preserve the ecosystem and the inhabitants of the rainforest. Anybody who knows about the rainforest knows that deforestation and you know uh, just human nature has been destroying it at an alarming rate. So any type of help that you can give to it is kind of important, especially in this day and age where the climate is changing. So from what they say, I'm not a scientist. I'm just kind of going by what they say, right? So, Miguel, did you want to introduce yourself before we get too far?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Miguel. I am the second founder also of the Xrpl Rainforest is really the umbrella project under which we have the X Parrots, the X Chameleons, and under each of those projects, we have their specific NFTs. Obviously, the Parrot is the one for the X Parrots, and we chose the X Parrots because it represents what we're all about as a project. Parrots are, community driven, like to have fun. They live a long time. I think the average age of a parrot is anywhere between 50 to 80 years. So if you happen to get a parrot in your 50s, it will most likely outlive you. And we like that concept. We like the concept that we're here to stay. We're not here just for the short run. We're here for the long run, and that's what we have this space. We join these spaces, and we're always involved in the XRPL community to make sure that we can answer any questions, provide feedback, and help out as much as we can.
Okay, I just want to make sure you guys can hear me good, right? You can hear me okay, Too
Yeah.
Cold?
Yep.
Yeah.
You coming in loud and clear, my guy.
Okay, I'm just in the car on the way home from work. Yeah, so we created those two projects along with XRPL Rainforest, and what we have is we have our 10,000 X Parrots, our 5,000 chameleons, and then we've created a rare 100 3D images, the ones that spin. I know you have a favorite as well, Too Cold. I'm pretty sure there's tons of people who have a favorite.
Yeah, the
I have a
Oracle
favorite
one
as
is
well.
mine, you guys.
Yeah.
Whoever gets it and doesn't just give it to me and trade me for one of the ones I meant, you guys won't be able to come into the space calls no more. Every time I see you, I would just kick you out. I won't
Yeah,
block you. I'll just kick you out.
we
I
told them
want
that
the
they're gonna have to leave
Oracle.
the community. They're gonna have to leave the community if they don't fork it up.
Right? No, but the Oracle one is so dope. If you guys haven't seen that, you should definitely go take a peek at it in the Discord.
Yeah, we have our channel has all our things going on there. Not all of them. I know the solo, not the solo, the 100 animated ones. They're all there. But the 10,000 and the 5,000 chameleons and parrots, that's just maybe too many to put up there. Plus, we don't want to take away from the excitement of minting something random. So we have those going. Or in our collection, and we decided that what we were going to do was since everyone's waiting so long for XLS 20, it wasn't in our roadmap. It was something that was added to our roadmap, but we decided to kind of give back to the community. And you can ask our main community members like how we give back not only to the rainforest but to our community as well. We've given drops. I don't even know how many drops. I think one guy ended up getting like something like 20 tokens for just being a holder. And so we decided what we would do is we would create a couple extra 3Ds and create a Good, the Bad, and the Rainforest collection, kind of like Clint Eastwood, how you had like old school movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. We kind of wanted to structure it over against that, kind of like that theme. So we decided we'd create this Good and Bad, and that's pretty much what you have in the world, in the rainforest. Pretty much everywhere you go, you got people who are doing good, and then you got people who are doing bad, right? So it'd be good to see kind of the fight to see who wants a good one and who really wants the bad one. and we feel that everyone's going to want a bad one, and that's why we decided that the good ones we would just gift them to people in our community. Whoever has 10 tokens would be just given a good parrot. But if you were to purchase a bad parrot and you have a good and a bad, then you will be given a X-Rain bonus reward. So it's kind of another way of giving back. If you participate in the community, we'll be giving back to the community as well.
Okay. Now, so like I was saying, to talk about it like everybody doesn't know about it, right? So you guys also have made the first, what you guys call short movie, right? You want to go into that?
Yeah, I posted it. I think I posted it up top in that jumbotron there. I think it's up there somewhere. Yeah, so we created a movie, and it's about a 7-minute long movie, and it kind of goes through the same as our solo Good, the Bad, and the Rainforest collection. It's you got the good parrots, and then you got the bad parrots, and what it's showcasing is a battle between the good and the bad, and see who's gonna be victorious. It is, I think, the first movie or short film on the XRPL that someone has created. We are trying to create more. We would like to create a series, and hopefully get that series, recognized by anybody. Really, doesn't make a difference who it is, but anybody who is in film or is in type of production, to notice it, and hopefully try and see if we can make a little spin-off of a small series, cartoon or animated, grown-up film or whatnot.
Yeah, and I want to call out Too Cold and Lemmy, because
don't
if
call
you
me out. You want to call me out?
Let's do this then. What you
no, I want to
call
give
me
credit.
out
I want to give
for?
credit to Lemmy and Too Cold, because
Shout
if
out!
you watch the movie, at the end of the movie, we have the two amazing songs that are part of our soundtrack, created by Lemmy and Too Cold. So you're gonna hear them there. Their artistic skills, really good songs, really catchy. I think you heard a little one, the first one that was created by Lemmy at the beginning of the show. But there's a second one which I think is just as good, or if not better. So you get to hear those songs at the end of this short movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and for me, right? Oh, sorry, my guy. For
yeah,
me,
no,
right? The little, even though it's a 7-minute clip, right? You got to understand it takes just even putting 7 minute worth of work into a clip like that. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work to get that right. And so I see why they call it a little tiny movie, right? And when I watched it for the first time, it kind of reminded me of like The Lion King, right? It took me back to my childhood and like what The Lion King movie was all about, right? But it reminded me of it in X Parrot, in a X parrot, in a parrot type of way, and telling that type of animal story in a parrot version, right? And everything, like I just kept envisioning like, oh wow, like I wonder what's gonna happen, what could really happen with this little 7-minute movie if it was into a 2-hour movie, right? So I did it when it first came out a good couple times. I think I did it for about a week or so. I was tagging the shit out of Disney and Pixar and was like, trying to get their attention for it, right? Like, cause if shit. I mean, anything's possible with Twitter and the internet and tagging people and catching people's attention. You never know what might happen. So if you guys do take a look at that and you feel the same way, shit, why not give them guys a tag, right? It don't cost you nothing, right? I mean, if you like it and you think that could be something, and that would not only help the project, that would help the community, right? The whole XRPL community and the whole NFT space and all of that, because if Disney and Pixar did swing their eyes over here, that would bring a lot of money to the ledger. Just think about it, right? I think differently, so I don't know, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
yeah. Well, I mean, one of our goals from the beginning was to create the movie, and kind of create a series. But like you said, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money to create a movie, right? You know, it's nobody's doing it for free, obviously. So you have to find a good developer, a good animator to get everything rolling. So it did take a little bit of time. I think it took something like 4 months just to try kind of get something out there, and we did kind of rush it out a bit, only because we come from a project management background where dates are important. So if we say something's got to be out by a date, we kind of push and push until we get exactly what something that we need, kind of like showable to the people at an exact time, because you're as good as your word, and if you keep on going back on your word, I mean, everyone knows how that feels. I mean, I remember I know how I felt with the whole Flare, even though I know what Flare is going to be and what's going to happen, but I know how I felt with Flare, how they kept on pushing everything back and whatnot. So we don't want to be those type of people where we keep saying, yeah, this is coming out, and then keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So it was a little bit rushed. Hopefully the next one will take our time a little bit more. Maybe we get a little bit more rendering power. We can actually put some fighting scenes in the next one, an actual full battle.
That would definitely be dope. Now, do you also want to include what it is that even though Minecraft did take away the aspect of blockchain being involved in Minecraft servers, right? Even if they were I guess forked off is the right word, right? Such as Xrpcraft, right? Even though that aspect is gone, right? We could still play in Xrpcraft. We just can't flip and sell land like we thought we could, right? That was what everybody got so hyped about and made their investments. But it's not like Xrpcraft just went away and disappeared after that news came out. So let them know what you guys still got going on in Xrpcraft.
Yeah, I mean, there's workarounds. We're very active in talks with a bunch of other partners in Xrpcraft. We are one of the partners for Xrpcraft as well. And there is talks where we can try and bring the whole blockchain aspect to the Discord side and work off Discord and still kind of comply with Minecraft's, I guess, bullshit that they put out. So we can work around it, but we still get stuff going on Xrpcraft. Community builds, little fights here and there if you wanted to do like an all-out war. We have a hunt right now, a treasure hunt going on with LFGO. So if anybody wants to get their hands on some free IOU tokens, which can be redeemed for NFTs, they can go on Xrpcraft right now and try and pick some up at the LFGO Moon and at the Xrpl Rainforest Castle. There's also a tribute concert coming out, I believe, on the 21st, where a bunch of community members, projects, main players in Xrpcraft, pretty much anybody and their mothers are coming out to come and kind of show tribute to Xrpcraft and what he's created and what we've all created as a community, and also support each other. We'll have live performances from Joshua. Joshua Hamza is the creator of LFGO, and he's actually in the room. He's got some serious beats. I know we're gonna have OC Lost Art. Our side's gonna be there. He's in the room as well. He's gonna make. He's a genius on the beats as well, and great MC. I think Too Cold's you're gonna be there, right? Too Cold.
I'm not sure. What date is it again? I have to check and see. I think I've seen the things flying around, but I really didn't look into it because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been in Xrpcraft in a while because I've been kind of all over the place.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be on the 21st. So the 21st of August at 2 p.m. I believe it starts at 2 p.m. or 1 p.m. Get there for 1 p.m. Why not? But yeah, there's gonna be a couple performances gonna be streamed by Xscape and Madfly on his Twitch stream. That's gonna be pretty cool. We expect around, I'd say, something close to 50 to 60 people. It's always good to have everyone in there. It's fun. Everyone has a good time. We're gonna have a big battle as well, I'm pretty sure. Everyone just go crazy and kill each other.
Hey, I have to say that seeing the Xrpcraft stuff kind of get squashed by Minecraft was one of the more disappointing things for me. Like the amount of innovation, the amount of projects that were kind of building on top of that, and I think that Minecraft, the server operators and the decision, they made a gigantic mistake, because they're basically going to be relegated to whatever they're doing from a pixelated standpoint. And obviously it's been extremely successful, but it was so cool watching what everybody was doing. I never got the chance to participate in it. I hope that at some point it can get revamped in whatever way you guys decide to do it, because it was really just interesting. There was a lot of community that was building on it. So yeah, kudos.
Yeah, it was definitely a blow. It was tough for all of us. I mean, we ended up winning in an auction. We auctioned off and won the castle, and it's the first NFT. I guess they called it at the time an NFT. It's not an NFT anymore. It's just a building, but it was the first NFT in that they created in the Xrpcraft server, and I think we paid something like 65 or 6,700 XRP for it, and we believed in it so much. We really wanted to own that castle, right? And but there's workarounds. Someone's gonna figure out something. If they don't figure something out with Xrpcraft, there'll probably be another project do something that they can create their own, I guess, game and have the blockchain integration in there. But they did fuck up. They fucked up big time, because that's where the world is going, and if they don't allow it, it's just going to be a fault on their end.
Yep. We got Combat Kanga with his hand up. He's been patiently. Let's let him get in here real quick. Go ahead, Neil.
Yeah, it was about the Parrots, the good and the bad. Because I'll be honest, I'm not entirely up to speed, other than knowing you guys from way back. Or at least it feels like it was way back. The good and the bad part, that's lost on me. So, well, not lost on me. I get the idea. I just didn't realise it was part of what you guys are doing. I'm curious, what is the difference between the good and the bad? Right? What are the bad ones? Why are they bad? And the good ones, why they're good? I can imagine a million ways, but I'm just interested to see what the actual reason for the bad parrots are versus the good parrots.
You guys there?
Me?
Yeah, we're here.
Can you hear me?
You wanna? Yeah.
Yeah. There
go
we
ahead,
go.
Mark.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Where I am, the reception's not that great. Yeah, it's a great question. Well, from our movie, we created that whole bad versus good. It was just kind of like some of the traits that we created, and some of the traits kind of made the parrots look a little bit eviler. I mean, like if you get the eyes and you kind of squint the eyes a little bit, those parrots kind of look bad. And the whole giving back to the rainforest was kind of like there's a good deed, and the reason why the rainforest is faulting is there's the good that's trying to preserve it, and there's the bad that are just trying to steal all its resources. And the same goes with life, right? So our life is the same. We decided that we would take that same life aspect and kind of put it in the Parrots project. We created the movie. The movie has the good and the bad. There's a battle. If you haven't watched it, I'd suggest go and watch it. It's really well done. And then the good, the bad, and the rainforest collection, we decided that we would just create that as a kind of like a thank you to some of our members who have been holding tokens for so long, waiting for XLS20. Like I said, it's frustrating waiting this long. So we decided that, anyone holding a certain amount of tokens, we would just, create something, some art, and kind of gift it to them and let them do as they wish, either collect it or sell it, however they see fit. But if they did have both of them, the good and the bad, that's pretty much what life is. Life is, you can't have good without the bad. You can't have bad without the good. It's kind of like a yin and yang. That's the way life works type thing. There's good and there's bad, but without the bad, there won't be any good. And without the good, there wouldn't be any bad. So it's kind of like, reflects life pretty much.
I think if you watch the 7-minute movie that we created, it pretty much describes the whole concept of good and bad. And you get to see how, the good guys, the good parrots that live in harmony within the rainforest, they maintain it for generations and generations to come. And then the bad guys, you see them, they're pretty cool. They come in even from outer space to try to take over what, the rainforest from the good guys. So the movie pretty much explains the whole concept that we're going by here. And it relates back to the key mission of what our project is about, right? And saving the rainforest, one NFT at a time.
I was just like flicking through it as you guys were talking. Did you preview this a while back? Because I definitely remember the gold one, but I don't remember it being 7 minutes long for sure.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we when we gave it out, we gave it in like sections. We get like a part 1, part 2, and part 3. When we came up with part 3, we decided we were going to put everything together because everything was finally done. But if you put them all together, yeah, it's like 7 minutes. So that's with like the closing credits and all that, right? Like 7:40 or something like that.
Yeah, no, I've got it now. Okay, cool. Yeah, the cool. It's annoying, isn't it? Because the bad ones always look cooler. What does that say about humanity?
Yeah, exactly. That was our idea too. We're like, oh, you know what, people are gonna want the bad, and even I want the bad ones. I mean, the bad ones they came out so good. I mean, everybody wants the bad. No one wants the problem is in movies, the good guy always wins. The bad guy never wins, right? So
I think just look back at your time. Whenever you had the best time, you were probably doing something a little bit bad, either drinking, smoking something, right? So that's the most fun part of life.
I can assure you that the Kangas are just purely good. There is no bad.
That's what they say when they're real bad, right?
Yeah. We got Token Panda here. Go ahead, Token Panda.
I was just gonna mention hey guys, how are you?
What's up?
Nice to see you on the airways. How's it going?
What's up, Panda?
What's up, Panda man?
Good to see
you. Well, yeah, thanks. This project, the maybe to Neil's question was like sort of just reflective on how the Parrots move with the people in the community. Everybody's been holding and waiting, and then there's been some hype for 3D stuff and for people to actually hold things regardless of where they are. But I was just going to bring some highlight to like the honorary Parrot section, which is on their website, and it's basically every Parrot that was collabed with projects. And like, I'm Parrot biased, and I have every day I get even more and more biased. But it's just sort of like an example of how how well of a job they've done, sort of weaving themselves throughout the community. Like I think there's got to be 15 different honorary Parrots, and they've sort of, for me, taken that and then gone to be the front runners with a few things like this first short film, that early Lemmy song, and like being able to stake your X-Rain on StakeX, and just the drop. So I just wanted to bring a little bit of highlight to, I guess, the reason for them, or for at least for me, for introducing the collection, and just like execution wise of being able to pivot in the middle of the summer to a 2D from a 2D piece, like a 3D render, as like basically maybe a reward situation, and to increase the number of holders that were there. And we interact a lot together, but we haven't really had the opportunity to talk face to face a ton. And like I say, I'm Parrot bias, and come by it honestly, and looking forward to the good and the bad. I want a good one. I want a good one. I'll get a bad one to even it out. You got to have the good one if you get the bad one. So I'm happy to get the good one first.
Yeah, I definitely welcome in our community, Token Panda, and thank you for the kind words. Appreciate that.
Definitely, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Token Panda. So my question is, with the 3D parrots, right? Those will be on XLS20. So with those, you can get those at a flat rate, right, of XRP, and then they'll be able to be purchased with Xparrot as well. I mean, Xparrot, Xrain as well, right, for a cheaper cost. And then also, so that's a question in case some of these folks don't know that. And then the second question I have behind that is, with the 3D parrots, will there be like a game or something coming for it? Like, have you guys thought about that? Because I've never heard that. As long as I've been involved in the community, I haven't heard if you guys do plan to take the 3D parrots like somewhere, somewhere else?
Yep, great questions. I'll answer that for 100%. So our 100 series that's going to be on XLS20, we did release a price point for those. As everyone knows, if you do hold X-Parrot or X-Chameleon tokens, we are rewarding another token called X-Rain. One of our goals for X-Rain as well is to be a means of donation towards the Rainforest Foundation, which is one of our donation partners. So the rewards that you get are kind of quite a bit. Like everyone's getting a hefty amount of rewards, and those rewards can actually be useful where you can purchase our 100 3D X-Parrots. And you'll also be we'll be doing the same thing for the X Chameleon, so you'll be able to use X-Rain for those as well. So if you want to use XRP, there's a price point. I think it's something like 450 XRP for the 3D. There's only 100 of them. But if you use X-Rain, there's a 50 XRP discount, which, 50 XRP, not so much right now. It's not really too expensive for 50 XRP. But, in a couple of years, everyone knows where XRP is going to be. Obviously, we wouldn't be in the space and we wouldn't hold XRP as such a high regards if we didn't know where it was going to be, or we didn't think it was going to be, much higher. It's probably going to be like I seen Solomon make a video the other day with the funniest face. When I seen the face he made on that thumbnail, I just absolutely died. And he's been saying he's going to do that face for a while, but I haven't seen it, and finally he did it. And I think he put something like $589 as a price on there. So what we're going to like $589 for one XRP, which is good for me. I'm pretty sure it's good for everyone else as well. So everyone knows what XRP is going to be. And any type of savings is worth it. Plus, majority of our community is going to be able to purchase the rare NFT just by holding our tokens with X-Rain. So there's no cost out of their pocket. It's just going to be free rewards, free NFTs type thing.
I think I definitely did not put 589 on that video. I put Internet of Value is coming, which is it's already here. But I think the last video, I can't remember if it was the last video that I did. I did one basically that is not the most popular opinion in this space about a nonsensical $35,000 or $50,000 XRP that was like super hypey. Just with the screenshot, but then obviously the content is like the exact opposite. So people just fucking leave as soon as they click on the video. So yeah,
it's a good video though. Yeah, your videos are awesome. I loved it, but the face killed me when I seen it. I was like, oh my god, he didn't do it.
Gotta play around every once in a while, dude, to keep it interesting in the bear market.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
and
yes.
as for
You have
as for
to have
3Ds,
fun and play around. Otherwise, nobody will stay engaged.
What happened to Too Cold?
yeah, so you don't want to encounter that voice in a dark
She
alley.
turned into a bad parrot.
Yeah, so okay, and so that explains the cost. And I see you right there, Neil. Give me a second. And how about the 3D aspect and where you guys plan on taking that in the pipeline?
Yeah, well, we originally had.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, because I did hear you say there's only going to be 100 3D parrots, but you left out the most important part. There's only going to be 300 per quarter, right? So per season, so 4 seasons in the year. So every quarter they will release a new 3D parrot collection, and there will only be 100 per. So in 1 year there will only be 400 3D X parrots available.
Yeah, and it'll always be a different collection. It'll always be something different. The X parrots are the ones that are going right now. That we're waiting for XLS20, so that way we can, give them out. Whoever's getting them or purchase them. Right now in the works, we have the 3D chameleons going. They're going to kind of be similar to the X parrots, so they're going to kind of be animated, 3D, spinning on a nice little platform as well. And then our third series, we did have discussions of what we wanted to do for our third series, but we didn't want to say it, only because we still haven't decided if we're really going to do that or not. So there'll be that. And yeah, for the 3D game, well, we had the Xrpcraft. We knew where Xrpcraft was going on from such an early start. So we wanted to kind of, push the Xrpcraft and, get games going. We have a few things built inside there where you can play games. We have a train station. You can ride the train station all around our little piece of land that we have. We have an archery battlefield in there as well, where we played some games. We have a horse track. So we wanted to kind of create, the whole blockchain game system inside there where everyone can come and create something and play a game and, kind of no strings attached type thing. We did in the early stages reach out to EQ, Equilibrium, because I knew that they were doing some game stuff. They had said to create something 3D, which we have. We've created some 3D stuff. So we'll just leave it at that. We haven't, I guess, yeah, we'll just leave it at that for now. And yeah, that's where we are with our games.
All right, sounds good. Go ahead, Neo. Combat Kangaroo.
Just going back on the good and the evil. So the reason I asked the question was there's not that many projects, frankly, on the XRPL that make much sense to do collabs with in terms of the Combat Kanga story. I don't necessarily just mean just project collabs. So I'm very focused on the Way of the Poor story. It's quite a good versus evil type affair. I'm not suggesting that it can work, but it could work in that basically there is a bit of a struggle between good and evil in the Way of the Poor story and the game. But you being animals, specifically parrots, our evil character is actually an eagle, which obviously is a bird. So just curious if you guys have done any sort of collabs that aren't just, we're joining as in to be collaborations of art or whatnot. Have you done any collaborations that are slightly more in depth? Because I can see a good sort of description of what the parrots might be within the Kanga universe and within the story. But if that doesn't meet with your guys, your sort of vision of what is the good and what is the evil,
Yeah, let's go.
it doesn't really work. So yeah, just curious if that's something you've done with anyone else, because there's some definite synergies there that could work, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will and it can.
Yes,
yeah, definitely.
you
Austin,
see it.
that's perfect.
I love it. There is a method to my madness and why I brought all four of you here together at one time, right? All four projects I'm ambassador for, all different, doing different things, right? And this is what it's all about. I love hearing when magic happens in here. So my bad, I didn't mean to interrupt.
What did the Rick James sketch on the Chappelle Show when he's like, Unity?
Punches the guy in the head.
Well,
yeah.
I'd take a listen to the story so far on our website. I can send you a DM or something with it on. We've got a voice actor that reads all of the character pieces and stuff for the story. But there's a clear animal sort of part of our story, and you should be able to, if you listen to the parts that have been published, you'll get the undertone of there's something not quite right in the Kangaverse, if you want to call it that. And I think that you could be able to fit in, and there's not that many projects where I've actually been able to have that conversation. But I think that this is something that does kind of work, but I don't know if you're interested in that or not. So
yeah, we definitely would be interested in that. Yeah, it would be an honor to have our parrots in your game, or however you see fit. Well, we have partnered with I know Monkey created a game. We have a parrot monkey inside there. There was, I think, X Dragonettes. I'm not exactly sure if it was X Dragon. I think it's
Dragonites or
where we're inside their game as well, where we have a character as well for them. And there was one more, dinos. Was it the dinos? I'm not exactly sure, but I'm pretty sure there was one more. I have to look. It was such it's in the early stages. I mean, this market goes, quick. One day is like weeks inside here. There's so much information that you have to parse through. and all the information is kind of just pushes out. It's kind of like Homer in The Simpsons. You get a little bit of information, and what you heard in the beginning kind of gets pushed out.
I know that feeling at times, especially in this market, is in this industry. Sorry, it's crazy sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, you send a DM. Yeah, we'll definitely look it over, and we can kind of get something going for sure.
I've just joined your Discord. So I'll try and find who you guys are. I'm assuming one of you's Experts NFT is the admin. So.
Yeah,
Let's
Experts
do it.
or Xcryptic 589, both of us.
Great. I love to hear that. Right. Damn, I had another one on the top of my head. So that was the 3D question. And it sparked this. The marketplaces. Where are you guys going to? Where can people go? So the good and the bad. It hasn't dropped yet, but that's coming off of XLS 14, so those will be on Sologenic, right? And then the XLS 20 NFTs, where will those be able to be found?
Yeah, our main minting platform would be Xmart. If anyone hasn't seen it, they have a great like spin the wheel type minting platform where enter your token, your IOU, spin the wheel type thing, kind of like a what is that? The Price is Right type thing, or Wheel of Fortune. So we have that. We will be splitting some of our collection up just to kind of hit different marketplaces. Some people, and there's been like some people have said it was a bad idea. Some people have said it's a good idea. How do you create? How do you ensure people are going to get the rare ones? Why would they go to one place when they can go to another place? But then that's the whole thing. The whole fun of minting. Minting is you don't know what the fuck you're going to get. That's the whole issue.
Hey, calm down. Up here fucking cussing and shit.
You know what I mean? So it's like you don't know what the fuck you're gonna get. So we want to make sure that people who are, fanboys of NFT masters or fanboys of I don't know what the fuck there is on XRP. So anybody who's got fanboys of different things, we want to get a little bit on each platform. Not a lot. Kind of split up between maybe three marketplaces, just kind of appease the entire community, right? I don't know. How is everyone else's thoughts on that?
You should use our pre-minting technology and let people pre-mint their parrots. That's what you should do. Definitely.
I believe you have something going on like that, right? The pre-mint.
Yeah, he does.
That's our stuff.
And so I had a question for you as well. Your pre-mint, like, are people able to resell the pre-mint, or is it kind of like what you get?
We can. Yes, we can.
Yeah.
He updated the platform, and he actually has a separate Twitter page for that. It's called CK Marketplace, and those are just all the Kangas that everybody has pre-minted and they put it back on the market. Sorry, Neil.
I think Hamson knows something about this, right?
It's good that you know, Tuco. That's entirely the point.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm here for, right? And also on top of that, right, with what he's built, we're gonna get into Combat Kanga's everything he's got going on as well. But with his marketplace, the Kanga marketplace, not only when you put it back up for resale, you because you have to sign in with your wallet. So when you put it back up for resale, you get a customized you get a customized link to just your marketplace, right? So if you want to just point everybody to the Kangas that like I have specifically up for sale, I have 2 up for sale right now, and when I want people just to go see that first and not go look at the whole entire marketplace, I post that link and it takes them directly to the 2 that I have on my up for sale out of my account.
Sweet, definitely. I'm gonna hit you up there pretty soon. That sounds like an awesome idea.
Super sick.
Yeah, it's one of the platform. What parts of the platform that we're actually opening up to other projects. So other projects on Xrpl who are interested in doing this can essentially have their project hosted on a marketplace with the pre-minting, authentication, all the Twitter bots, all of the Discord bots, basically everything that you can do with in Combat Kanga. That's going to be a part of a platform that other projects can use. So there's quite a lot of things we're opening up here in terms of what we can offer.
Oh, that's amazing. So, is there any other projects currently right now on it, or when is it that you're going to accept other projects?
No, there's two that are confirmed. One is Let's Effing Go. He's the only one that's publicly said that he's going to use it. There's one other, but they're not public yet, so can't mention that. But yeah, well, to be fair, there's others on the boiler as well. So they're just a bit confused on how it would work, how it would integrate, and what does it mean for their customers, that sort of thing. But it's a new thing. So I mean, in the short, boring version is that it will be very similar to how you might create a WordPress website, right? So you would create an account on our platform. You'll be able to customize what it looks like, basic stuff, to be fair. But then you can have a fully customized version, so you can send us the exact HTML, CSS, and we can basically import that to the platform. And then that's it. You're off and running, really. You can choose to have an independent marketing website, which you guys still control, but then the actual marketplace, the logging in, the pre-minting, the blockchain e-commerce. So if you wanted to sell something, for example, like a hoodie, or if you wanted to sell something that you want to take crypto for, that you can add those products to the marketplace too. So it's not just about NFTs. It's a complete a blockchain e-commerce platform. Really, it's more than that, and that's why we're adding Hedera, we're adding Ether, we're adding VeChain. So because not every project is on XRPL, right? So we're trying to make it a blockchain e-commerce platform, really.
So basically, in essence, in short, for all the people who are not technically inclined, just think of it like this: Combat Kanga is an NFT project, is a video game project as well as an NFT. And then on the separate side of things, with his technical development skills, he is creating a separate entity and service to be kind of like not Spotify, a Shopify platform, or a eBay platform, or a Amazon platform, right? He will build the Web3 behind the scenes, all the tech stuff, and you design your website. And he will host the platform and take care of all those services, right? And wherever you're hosting your platform now, you would have to change it over to Combat Kanga services, and of course, those services would be at a fee, right? And as he just said, it wouldn't be tied down to just XRPL. If you wanted to integrate different payments from different blockchains, he's ready to insert that into your website as well.
Definitely have to speak to you about that. Super interesting, man.
Perfect, right? I see we got, hold on, Token Panda. We got Nicola up here before you, and then we'll get to you, Token Panda.
Hey, I just want to say thank you to everybody here and everybody working with the Xrp community. And what's up, King?
Thank you. Appreciate it. Was that it? Did you have any questions for anybody up here?
No, I honestly just accidentally hit Mike to request. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, you pocket dialed us. All right.
Yes.
It's all good. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, go ahead, Token Panda.
Hey, Neil, you might have just said it. I had to jump out of the room and join again. Is the project then accepting the XRPL IOU token, or would they need XRP, or is that up to them?
Well, so it depends on the project. So if you have your own token, you can accept your own token as purchase or other payment. If it's on XRPL, you can take XRP. But in theory, I don't know why you would do this, but in theory, you could accept any token as payment. And if you're on a different blockchain like Hedera, you would accept HBAR. If you're on Ether, you'd accept Ether, or Ethereum, you'd accept Ether. So it really depends on A, which blockchains are enabled at the point at which you're on the platform, and B, when you're on the platform, you as the owner can list your products to be for sale on whatever token/currency you want. So I don't know. I don't know why you would do this, but if you wanted to accept Kanga tokens, for example, you could. It's a bit of a weird thing to do because the Kanga tokens are used to mint a Kanga, but maybe you think that they're going to be worth something and you want to accept some of them. That's entirely fine. But no, I think that the default would be you would have your own token, or you would simply just accept XRP. So if you go to the Kanga, combatkanga.com right now and go to the shop, you'll see that our Kangas, because we did the IOU tokens, to get one of those, you need the IOU token in order to get a Kanga. But if you want to buy a Dingo, well, they're just flat. You just buy those with XRP. So we didn't do tokens for the Dingoes because there's just no point now that we've got the e-commerce platform to basically take payment with XRP. So there was no requirement for us to need an IOU for the Dingoes.
And
thanks, man. Too cold. I know you gave me that answer a while back, but I had to take the opportunity to get it right from the guy. Thanks very much for that.
No, it's all good. That's what we're here for. I see you, Tony. Give me a second. And just to be clear, if you guys don't understand what it is, right? So Combat Kanga IOU tokens can be pre-minted right now on the Combat Kanga website. And what that entails is you exchange your IOU token, and you will be able to see exactly which NFT you will get once XLS20 goes live. Now, if you don't like that Kanga, you can go ahead and put it right back on the market and sell it. There has already been one sale from the market, from peer-to-peer, right?
It's 10.
Huh? There's been 10 sales now?
Yes, it's 10.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, I'm out the loop. So there's been 10 resales already. So even though it's pre-minted, now understand this. Whatever Sologenic is doing, that is not what Combat Kanga is doing. It is not an XLS 14 or whatever NFT. These will be XLS 20 NFTs, and as soon as XLS 20 goes live, you will be able to see that metadata and all of that stuff. What entails with the XLS 20 protocol, right?
Well, actually, we've taken it one step further to Golden. That is the default route, yes. But once Hedera is enabled on the platform, we actually asked the community of Kangas if Hedera was available and you could mint it tomorrow, would you like the option to say, actually, do you know what? I'd rather my NFT on Hedera. I don't really want to wait for XS20. So we're actually making that available too. So the collection number stays the same. There are still 8,000 NFTs, but we're going to let the community decide actually when we are going to mint. Where do you want to mint? And that's genuinely unique. So we're basically saying you can mint on XS20 and that will be the default. But you can essentially say these 5 NFTs that I've got, I'd rather those on Hedera and I'd rather them now. So because we can do that, right? Hedera is ready and you can already do minting on Hedera. So as soon as the blockchain is finished to be implemented, which should be the end of this week in test, actually some of these ones at the marketplace may well start appearing as Hedera NFTs, as official NFTs, as opposed to just pre-minted XLS20s. And that would be true too if we added Ether too to the platform. You could pick to mint on Ether. Obviously, there's gas fees you'd have to pay because we can't cover the cost of the gas fees. But with Hedera, it's essentially free. Same costs really as XRPL. So it's for that, it's a no-brainer. We can just offer that as a service to customers.
Yeah, let's go. You feel me? That's why I fucks with Combat Kanga and Neil. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep sleeping on my guy over here in Combat Kanga. I keep been trying to tell y'all. I haven't been trying to sell it to you. I've been trying to educate y'all that Combat Kanga is over here doing something. We haven't even got to the video game yet because we were on the Parrot project. We're gonna get into all the stuff that Combat Kanga is really bringing to the XRP Ledger and everything he's doing as well. Xbot, go ahead, hit the request button, my guy, so I can get you up here and get you ready. And Hanson, go ahead, my guy.
So always appreciate you putting all these spaces too cold, and got a lot of love for everybody I see in this room. Neil, we've obviously talked a lot up to this point about the minting, but one thing we haven't discussed, and maybe this isn't something that I should be asking in public, but I'm going to ask it anyway, is in the event that one of your users wanted to mint on Hedera, right? That NFT. But then XLS20 came out later, and if they wanted to swap it back to the XRP blockchain, is that something that they could do, like burn it off Hedera and then remint it on XRP?
That's a very good question, and I love the fact that you've asked that question because it means that you're thinking. Yes, the answer to that is yes. We've already worked it out. We already know exactly how that process is going to work. So basically what's going to happen is, let's say you, for example, you mint it on Hedera and you're like, oh shit, Hedera's tanking and XLS21s are just going through the roof. If you still own that NFT, basically what we're going to have for every blockchain that is, for every blockchain we implement, we will have what you can call it a Genesis wallet. It doesn't really matter what you call it. You have a minting wallet, and that's an official minting wallet on that blockchain. So Combat Kanga will have an official XLS or XRPL minting wallet. There will be an official Hedera minting wallet. If you think you've made a mistake and you're like, actually, I'd rather go back, you can send that back to us. We can then burn it. You will see that it's been burnt, and then we'll reissue the same serial number on XRPL. But what we will do when we do this is we will reference the other blockchain and the other token IDs when we reissue the same NFT on a different blockchain. So there's basically a chain of custody between the NFTs going over the blockchains. Now, that only works through our platform. Clearly, if you sell it to someone else from Hedera, that can't work unless they send it back to us again and convert it. So think of it like return it to the creator. The creator can then recreate it on a different blockchain in a way that it doesn't lose its well, I can't say genuinity because that doesn't work, does it? But it will be a genuine article still, even though it's crossed the blockchains. And we make sure that whenever that happens, it references the token and the network of the old one, so you can see that it's been burnt and this is a creation from it. So I guess it's the old. I guess was it the phoenix rises from the ashes type thing every time you cross blockchains.
Did we just hear it here first? Interoperable NFTs?
That's why it's always, I love doing what I'm doing and being in the middle of all the shit that I do, right? We always get all the alpha. That's not the only alpha we're getting, because Combat Kanga and Dirk, Neil and Dirk, Combat Kanga and Xspectar, they're going to be sharing some information here in a minute. Thank you for that question, Hamson. Appreciate it. Our side, we got you up here, my guy. If there's anybody who has any questions right now for Parrot, or if you can't get to the mic, hit the request button. I'll bring you up. If you can't get to the mic, go ahead and type it in the chat box right there in your right hand corner right there. Go ahead, our side.
Yeah, thank you too, Code. This is for Combat Kanga. So in regards to, I guess, comparing HBAR NFTs to Xrpl XLS20 NFTs, what are some of the differences that you're seeing? I mean, one of the things that I really like about Xrpl NFTs is the royalty. Is that something HBAR has? Will the royalty stay the same? Sort of wondering on the differences there. Thank you.
To be fair, most of them offer the same sort of features. I think that there's not a huge difference between excuse me, sorry. There's not a huge difference between the blockchains when it comes to NFTs. So I think it's a case of, they all looked at each other and decided the features need to match. So What is different on XRPL is the brokerage model to do with broker sales. That's something that's fairly unique. But in terms of royalties is definitely there. Creating and burning is essentially there. They have the benefit of smart contracts using the same protocols and processes as Ethereum do. So it's more similar to Ethereum in that way for smart contracts. But to be fair, the reason why we picked Hedera wasn't necessarily just because of any particular feature. It was more to do with the fact that more activity currently is on their network because, well, it seems to be the blockchain of the month, I guess you could say. But in terms of the features of NFTs versus what XLS20 offer, I think, to be fair, the brokering version of selling is one of the, well, I don't want to be told I'm wrong later. I might be incorrect, but it's one of the only things I can recall as being a genuine difference between most other blockchains and the XLS20 implementation of NFTs is the broker way of selling. Most of the other ones just rely on just selling via a marketplace where you may plonk your NFT back into someone else's wallet, sell it, and maybe a smart contract gives you the money that you're owed when it gets sold. So yeah, I think that's really the only one that I'm aware of. It doesn't mean it is the only one, but it's the only one that I'm currently aware of.
Cool, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Arsai, for that. Go ahead, Token Panda.
Hey, thanks. So picking up steam that topic, I just want to pivot to some Parrot real quick before you do your thing. The question is just about the charity. Is the donation, like, does that come from the IOU token, or is that like a when mint thing? And then does that happen annually or quarterly? And then just if you could, like, the experience with having to like talk to the foundation and have them willing to accept a crypto donation. Like, did they have a wallet, or did you have to go through a setup with them, or did you have to find a few people before you ended up with a US rainforest? Just if you could speak to the experience there. Thanks.
Is he rugging or is it just me?
Oh, I thought it was me. I can't hear you. No, almost, sort of.
Yeah, you're rugging. You're rugging, my guy.
Man. Okay, come on and come out.
Yeah, you sound like a robot. You sound like a robot. Beep boop.
Beep boop.
Try it now.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
No. Okay, that's a little better.
How's it going?
Well, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we're all good now?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so there's not many people who do accept crypto payment. That was, it was a huge issue for us to try and find somebody. Rainforest Foundation, they didn't accept XRP. We had to help them create a wallet. So that way, like a Zoom wallet, so that way they can start accepting XRP as a donation payment. Or donation, whatever. And yeah, we don't necessarily have a time frame of when we donate. We just periodically right now just kind of funds that we create, that we just get from sales, that we donate half of our derivative reward that we won for the StakeX 3D Parrot that we created, and half went back to our community. We will donate once XLS20 is live. What we've done is, because we're donating 5% of each collection to them, we've actually created NFTs with their logo on it. So those NFTs solely belong to the Rainforest Foundation, part of our collection, but they are belonging to the Rainforest Foundation. So
I didn't realize the minting would have those on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, it wouldn't be a mint. It would be just being sold. So the way it's going to work for them is the ones that we put out there are the ones that you can purchase. So we have them, kind of behind, and anybody who wants to purchase directly to the Rainforest Foundation and receive the NFT, they can receive the NFT, and 100% of the proceeds goes directly towards the Rainforest Foundation, and also allows them to have their own NFTs where they can again, reap the benefits of royalties down the road if they, as the NFT gets sold 10, 20, 30 times, who knows, there'll always be a donation being made to the Rainforest Foundation.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for that, Token Panda. Hamsa. Yeah, I know you DM me. I like to remix it. It's okay. Let me just do it. I see you had your hand up. Go ahead, my guy.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on. We had spoken previously, Parrots, about getting the Rainforest Foundation to accept Xrain. Where are we at on that?
Yeah, they said that there's got to be a lot of liquidity. If there's no liquidity in a token, then anybody who donates to them and they sell, your shit just gets tanked, right? I mean, at that point, there would be no sense of using it. But our main focus on it, or the goal for Xrain, would be as people use it as a form of payment. Obviously, no one can use it right now. I mean, you can, if you want to purchase, gift cards to buy some merch. You're more than welcome to kind of submit. It wouldn't be on any type of platform. It would just kind of be like, here's Xrain. We would burn it if you did do that, and you would give you a card, right? Give you the IOU, I guess, the numbers or whatnot for the card to purchase whatever merch you wanted, right? Or we purchase it for you at that point and ship it to your house. But yeah, without the liquidity, having a donation of Xrate just doesn't make sense. Hopefully, when people start to use it to purchase the NFTs, it'll allow people to want to, or force people to want to buy it, kind of encourage them. So hopefully that would create a little bit more liquidity. And then once that happens, hopefully that would be a form of donation as well.
Thanks for the update on that.
Perfect. And with that, Parrots, my guys, do you have any closing, anything, last words you would like to say? And then, because I don't have no more questions coming in, I have no more requests on the mic, and I have no more questions in the chat box.
No, we got enough to say except for thank you everyone for coming today. We really appreciate it. And
you sound
yeah, but
terrible.
thank you all.
Yeah, you sound cut off. So
I
I'm good.
appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate everything that you do for us in educating all the community members, not on our project, but in everyone's project in general. Without being the person in the space that speaks things spoken about, the space would be dull and full of a bunch of fucking assholes. So thank you so much for doing what you do. Yeah, get your fucking parrots.
Thank you, my guy. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Too Cold. And thank you for bringing us together. I think today is a clear example of how valuable that is. That conversation with Combat Kanga here, and just a lot of takeaways for us to reach out to him, and just everybody else. How you bring everybody together. Too Cold. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, it was a fun one. Thanks. That good idea.
Yes. Thank you, Parrot team, right? Again, if you guys don't know and you're new to this space, I am the ambassador for all four of these projects that are here today, and that's why I brought them together, so that all these communities that I'm personally involved in can get together and, as you just heard, it possibly make some magic happen. So with that, because Xbot was late, beep boop, you're gonna go last, right? Because we do have Combat Kanga and Dirk from Xspectar here, right? And they are overseas, and I know it's getting kind of late where they're at. And I believe they also have an announcement to make together. So we'll get to Combat Kanga, and then let's before we do that, because I feel we've been sitting here talking for a while. And again, you guys know how I like to do things. We're gonna have some live trivia giveaways as well. Dirk, I need you to check your DM because I tried to DM you. But so since we're getting into Combat Kanga, our guy XRP Lemmy has made songs for and about all of these projects long before I became ambassadors for any of them, because this is how much we've already seen. They sparked our interest, and we believed in these projects at an early age. Here is the Combat Kanga song, right? And this song, he will let you know about it as well. It will be playing in the video game. If you guys don't know what Combat Kanga is, our guy Neil is about to gang you up on it. But kick back, catch a vibe real quick, and we'll be right back with our guy Neil from Combat Kanga.
This time is different. This time we have a guest, and he shall help us find the next path.
There was a hushed silence as the elder spoke. Lee could feel himself becoming flushed. He was not used to all this attention, and before he could stop himself, he had screamed out over the elder. Why me?
And I roll tide like I'm from Bama. Houston Cougar if I slam a jammer. But I'm not Boule, Combat Kangaroo, yeah. I am Chris Brown, my haters Karuche. No Rihanna, beat him down, ASAP Rocky. Sub-Zero, Mortal Kombat, I'm cocky. I'm Steve Irwin on my excursion. My cold kangaroo, why they thinking it's Persian? Where the paw is hitting your jaw. My 1-inch punch got them in the crunch. My Kanga stats is really like that. They rocking they hat, but it's really no cap. Like a car with no tires, we land on flat. We put that Xrpl on the map. Kamikaze and Tuco got my back. Tsunami the wave, triangular trap. Kanga, wow. All that like Amanda show. Want your man Randy, wow. Designer panda now.
Hop in the scene like Combat Kanga. Hop in the scene like Combat Kanga. Hop in the scene like Combat Kanga. You can't resist like MC Hammer. This too cold, raw, and uncut. You know the vibes. If you're trying to catch a one-on-one fade, Combat Kanga coming through with the 1-inch punch. Bring your Joeys with you if you want to brawl. We'll catch you in the way of the Paul video game all day. We kicking it, plot is thickening, NFT game, man, we winning it. Short hands, but we be swinging them. Punchlines, yeah, they be feeling them. We are kangaroos in combat, stronger than koalas and wombats. Keep it cooler than kangaroo jack. Like a boomerang, we coming back. But the team is in it to win it though. Fighting against all of these dingoes. Winning house, my XP grow. Hop in the scene, fighting toe to toe. We in combat, we ain't no wannabes. Rocco's modern life, we ain't no wallabies. There's a difference in size and speed. Hop in the scene, so we're in the lead.
Combat Kanga, wow. All that like Amanda show. Want your man Randy, wow. Designer panda now. Hop in the scene like Combat Kanga. Hop in the scene like Combat Kanga. Hop in the scene like Combat Kanga. You can't resist like
It has been a long and interesting day. Kangaroo, you are no longer a stranger to us. I believe we can help you, but there is something we must do first. Travel with us on this path. Train us, teach us, and prove yourself when the time comes. Lee looked down at the ground beneath him. He desperately wanted to help his people, but he would be powerless on his own. He grabbed a fistful of dirt and squeezed it until his palm hurt. He slowly raised his head to the elder and gave a silent nod.
Aye, That is how we roll into the combat Kanga scene, right? So Neil, my guy, you get very, very technical, right? So you got to kind of, I don't want to say dumb it down, but you got to simplify it when you get up here, my guy. So let's get into Combat Kanga with our guy Neil. So I need you, my guy, Governor, right? Hey, Governor, I need you to explain Combat Kanga like nobody in the room knows what Combat Kanga is. So let's get, Governor.
Okay, I think I can do this quite easily. Combat Kanga is going to be a video game that you can project onto your TV and monitors in order to play it. That's probably the easiest way to describe it.
Okay. So Combat Kanga is not just an NFT project, right? It is a strategic trading card video game, right?
No,
And it will.
I will go into it too, God. I was clearly joking.
All right, let's go. Let's get into it, my guy.
All right, yeah. So, Combat Kanga is, as you just said. So, first and foremost, it's a strategic card game. So, if you've ever played, well, if you don't know what a strategic card game is, it's a card game in which that you build a deck. Most of the time, you build a deck. You would play against your friends, and you would try to build a deck which you like to play with. So, some players like to play like with a defensive deck, for example, where their entire strategy is to take damage, exhaust their enemy, and then attack. Another type of deck might be the complete opposite, where they're full of attack and not much defense. In which case, they will try to overwhelm their opponent quite quickly and as fast as they can. And then there's other types where maybe it's neither of those, and it's more of a third party force that enables your deck to be advantageous. And the way I've worded that is essentially the three types of decks that you can build in Combat Kanga. So you have the Kangas, which are our hero class. They aren't the ones that are the most attacking deck, which might be counterintuitive, but they're our hero class, and they actually their strength is their defense. So they will have a very strong defense, and they attack when they need to attack, and that's their strength. The middle tier, I guess you could say, is the dingoes. So dingoes are basically like a small or medium-sized dog, I guess you could say. They're not as tactical as a kanga. They don't have the strength of the kangaroo. But what they do have is that they're cunning. So in the game, the dingoes, their strength is the utility. So part of the game is that you not only do you get your cards to play with, you also get utility cards. So that you could imagine that they're like special cards. However, a dingo's path, I guess you could say, would be predominantly powered by the types of utility they can bring to the battlefield. So think of it as instead of just being an all-out brawl, they would rather be tactical and try to deploy traps or different means in order to injure your opponent than taking you on face to face. The third faction in the game is the Eagles. These are the evil faction in the game. Being birds, they don't have much in terms of defense, but what they do have is a very good attack. Being birds, they can fly, so it's difficult to hit them, but when they hit you, sharp talons and stuff, it's difficult to defend against. So the eagle faction in the game is more geared towards strength and speed. So you can appreciate if you're against an eagle player, there's a good chance that they're going to be having a rush deck in a strategy game. So just to recap on that, a strategy card game is really strategy, but your particular deck might not necessarily reflect what the player thinks. So you could have a defensive deck of eagles, for example, but they're going to assume that they're going to be attacking and play the wrong deck against you. So that's where the strategy comes in. I'll just quickly stop there because that's quite a lot of information maybe for people that have never done a card or a strategy card game. So.
Okay, yes. And with the trading cards, let's talk about the smaller guys, right? The Joeys and the Cubs, or whatever you call the soldiers.
So essentially, the NFTs that you can buy right now, being the Kangas, the Dingoes, and the Eagles, they're your player card. So that's your main character. So the Joeys are the Kanga's fighting card. So essentially, when you play the game, you've only got one main character, and the object of the game is to defeat that main character. What stops you from doing that is the cards on the field or the cards in the game between you and the character you're trying to defeat. So for the Kangas, it's the Joey cards. For the Dingoes, it's the Cubs, and for the Eagles, it's the Chicks. So essentially, those are the cards, a bit like in Pokemon, right? They're the cards that you would buy in packs. A pack of cards is a pack of 10. There'll be 8 Joey cards and 2 utility cards. You can buy packs of randoms. So essentially, you can buy a pack of 2 Joeys, 2 Kangas, 2 Joeys, 2 Cubs, and 2 Chicks with 2 utilities. And then a 2 bonus, random cards. Or you can say, I'd rather buy a pack of Kangas, so Joeys, which will have 8 and then 2 utilities. Or you can buy a dedicated pack of Dingoes, which would be Cubs, or you can buy an Eagle pack, which would be Chicks. So you can customize how you buy the packs, but the cards within the packs will be random. And those cards, we're actually defining the rules now, of which there's roughly 10 traits but for each faction. And they're a staggering difference between some cards are more defensive, some cards have got more attack, some cards have got more utility or special abilities so that they can summon utilities on the field. But that's where all the majority of the battle takes place between these Joey cards as a blanket term. The point being, though, that you defeat the Joey cards on the field, and then you'll be able to then take damage through to their main character in order to win the game.
Yes. And if you want a preview of what the game will look like, because every day he is working on it, because he is the man that is able to do it. He has the skills, knowledge, and know-how. He is developing and writing the code, and then he has the artists create the art for the game. There's a preview of what the game will look like. It's pretty fucking dope. It's on top of the Jumbotron. But we got Xparrot with his hands up, and then we got Crypto Red Eye. Go ahead, Xparrot.
Yeah, actually, my question just probably better suited if I just look at the gameplay. I was just gonna ask, how many cards do you have down on the screen to play with at first? Like every time you go to battle, how many cards are you allotted?
Right, so the way the game works, the rules aren't yet to be actually published on the website, and there's a reason for that. We wanted to do the Kickstarter at the same time as release the rules. But essentially, the mechanics of the game is purposefully that there's not too many cards at any one time on the battlefield. So you have your main character card. So imagine one on the left-hand side of the screen and one on the right. You'll always be trying to attack the person on your right. So on a 2-player game, you're always on the left-hand side of the battlefield, and your opponent is always on the right-hand side. By default, you can place 2 Joeys or 2 faction cards onto the board, and 2 utility cards onto the board. There are certain reasons why you can unlock a 3rd faction card, so a 3rd Joey or a 3rd Cub or a 3rd Chick, but they're to do with traits that you may have as a utility card, or your character card may have unlocked a trait to enable them to have a 3rd character on the battlefield. So essentially, it should be 2 cards versus 2 cards in the middle, with potentially 2 utility cards on the battlefield. But the amount of cards you have in your hand is all about the type of game you're playing. So that there's 3 basic types of games. So imagine it being like a quick game, a normal game, I guess you could say, and then a competitive game. All that really does is define how many points you're allowed to have in your deck. So when you're building your deck, you get to choose which cards go in it, but every card you choose has a point value. So you could try to be sneaky and have like a small amount of really high powered cards against someone that's got lots of low powered cards, for example. So the deck power is based on the cards that are in it, not the amount of cards that are in it. if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. I'm actually pretty excited. I didn't really know much about the project at first, but it definitely sounds pretty exciting.
Thank you.
Love it. Love it. Love to hear it. Red Eye. Go ahead, Red Eye.
What's up, fam bam?
What up? What up?
So I got my Kangas, right? And they're just bouncing around, waiting to get out in that 1-inch tournament. Any time frame? I know earlier in the year you were saying possibly the end of summer. Do we got a closer time frame now, or what's the deal with the 1-inch tournament?
So the 1-inch punch tournament, like I say, you at the beginning of the call, it was before it was officially started. So there's a hell of a lot of things that have been going on over the last few weeks. But one of the things that's been going on is the original version of the 1-inch punch tournament we didn't like. And I say we, I mean me, I. So we designed it. I wasn't too sure that it looked right. Then I started playing it, and I was like, do you know what? This doesn't feel right. So we didn't release it, and I do feel bad about the fact we didn't release it. But I'd rather release something that I'm happy with than release something that's just going to be, well, give me grief by negative feedback. So we've now re-engaged with a different designer to help us make the game visually more appealing. So the actual process of the game was fine. It was just visually, it was just poor. We're about 2 weeks into a 6 to 8 week plan of how to get that game back into into players' hands. So there will be some updates in terms of where we are with that. It's the same company that I used to help me design the UI for the Way of the Poor. So when you're making games, there's all sorts of different talents you need. So for example, 3D artists, they're good at 3D stuff, but they generally don't are very good at UI in the game. So you need to find someone that can do UI and then actually make that UI work well within the engine. So I really like the design styles that they pulled from our basic design templates of how the game should look. So we're going to use those same designers to help us do the 1-inch punch game, and we're doing it again from scratch from a visual point of view. So the coding is already there, it all works, but the actual visuals need to change. So we're about, like I say, 6 to 8 weeks away from having that finished, but we will definitely be posting some updates in roughly every 2 weeks from now. The first one should be this Friday, hopefully, assuming they haven't got delayed. So it shouldn't be too long for the 1-inch punch, and that's where you can start earning your Kanga points. That's where you can then start boosting your Kangas and your Joey, so you can improve their fighting stats at the bottom. All of which is on the website on that one. I know potentially it's a little bit difficult to find, but in the menu you've got the combat Kangas, and then you've got the Kanga stats, and that's where all of the points come into play. And it's too much for me to go through right now, but if you go there, you'll see how many Kanga points you can spend or Kanga boosts you can spend on your NFT cards to increase their stats.
Awesome. Sounds great. Sounds like you're doing the best you can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Red Eye. Now, so that was so the 1-inch punch is that is tournament style, right? 1-on-1, and so what's the difference between the Way of the Paw and the 1-inch punch?
Okay, so the main difference is that the 1-inch punch is just your character card versus somebody else's character card. So the easiest way to describe what a battle in the 1-inch punch tournament would feel like is like a one round of Top Trumps. So Top Trumps is a game that's really popular in the US. It's fairly popular here in the UK. I'm not entirely sure it's that popular in Europe or necessarily anywhere else. But essentially, you have two cards. One person gets to pick a attribute from their card, and their attribute has to beat the attribute of the other player's card. If they fail, they lose. If they win, they win. If it's a draw, it's a draw. So it's actually really quick. It doesn't take very long to play. In fact, it takes mere seconds to have a game. Each card in the game, though, has a stamina. So the biggest number, if you see a Combat Kanga card, the top right has a rather large number. That's the stamina. So that's how many times in any one 24-hour period, which is locked to UTC, you can play. So if it has a stamina of 4, you can play it 4 times in any one 24-hour period. However, if for example, you play power as your attribute for a game, you can't use that same attribute again in the same day either. So you can't just have like an OT powered Kanga and play it 4 times in a row and beat 4 cards. You can win 1 card almost certainly if you know you've got high score, but you're going to be forced to use the other 3 attributes for the next 3 battles. And that's just to make it a little bit fairer, and so that everyone doesn't just, essentially load their decks full of god tier cards and just essentially rinse all of the Kanga points. But essentially you get, I need to be careful on this now, but I think it's 10 points for a win, 1 point for a lose, and 5 points for a draw. And then at the end of the week, we give away Kanga points for the best player of the week, and that's based on wins. And then at the end of the month, there's also a best player of the month. So we give away Kanga points weekly and monthly. Kanga points can be used to do different things like buy packs of Joeys in the main game. So in theory, you can play the game completely for free by just playing the 1-inch punch tournament, winning some Kanga points, and buying packs of Joeys with those Kanga points. So it's kind of it's like an entry, an onboarding or an entry ramp to the main game, really, in some ways.
And before you get into the way of the paw, do you have to own a Combat Kanga NFT in order to play in the 1-inch punch tournament?
At the moment, you do, yes, because it's basically a crypto access to the game at this point. When the main game is available, the answer to that will be no, because you'll have one of 3 characters you can play with. You can play as a Kanga, a Dingo, or an Eagle, but there will be the same character card for every player that's playing in the free-to-play version, right? So the main difference really between the NFT characters and the free characters is down to the XP that you get. So the XP that you get on the NFTs could range from anywhere from 5,000 or just under 5,000 to just over 9,000. Now, what that does is it essentially shortcuts you down the skill tree in the main game. So in the main game, when you're playing your main character, the more games you play and the more games you win, you will earn experience, and that experience unlocks the talent tree for your cards or for your faction. So if you have a 9,000 Kanga, for example, you're going to have a lot of those things already unlocked for you for that card. However, if you're playing for free, your XP is essentially going to be 0, and you're at the very start of the talent tree. So there's lots of examples. Borderlands is a great example because it's a game I love. But there's plenty of others. I was going to say Division, but that's not really a talent tree as such. But there's another one that came out on the Xbox recently, which was like a Destiny 2 type game. But Destiny 2 also has a talent tree. So the talent tree just unlocks different perks. The more you play, the more perks you can choose to unlock. There might be different trees you can go down. For example, luck. The path of luck is one of them. I can't go into all of them because we haven't decided what they all are yet. But yeah, sorry. So the main difference there between the NFT character and the free character is essentially how far down that tech tree you automatically are at.
Oh shit! My bad. The way of the paw game.
So the way of the paw is where all your faction cards come into play. So to win the way of the paw, essentially, you build a deck, and that's what I was saying earlier. So you buy a deck, a pack of cards. Those cards will formulate your deck. The amount of cards you can put in your deck is based around what type of game you want to play. So you can play. You can build decks for the fast-paced game. You can build decks for the normal sort of normal game, which would last around 10 rounds. At least we're trying to make it feel like it should on average last around 10 rounds. And then you've got the competitive deck, which will be more towards 20 or 30 rounds. So if you have duplicate cards, for example, you've got Joeys. It's very similar to the world of football football stickers or Pokemon cards, right? You can trade these. So you can put them on the marketplace and say, look, I've got 3 of these particular cards. I obviously only want 1. I'm trying to sell my other 2. So you can put them on the marketplace, and you can sell those for either Kanga points, in which you can then use to buy other packs of cards, or you can sell them for XRP on XLS and maybe HBAR on Hedera. And then we'll be looking into the ability to sell those just as flat fiat. Right? If you think that card is worth $10 and you can sell it for $10, then we're looking into ways that we can legally do that, to allow you to sell that for $10. And we can send you that $10, but there's a lot of like know your customer type KYC things that we need to do to do the final part of that, because money laundering and all sorts of different practices. But KYC will be part of the marketplace when it comes to selling the in-game assets. But that's just something we have to do as a company.
Okay. We got Red Eye right here. Go ahead, Red Eye.
Yeah. Are there any plans of also having this as a physical card game as well?
Yes, there are. So as of now, there are plans for me to do some one-off prints of the Kanga NFTs. So it's not necessarily that you'll get the NFT that you have. However, that's an option. So what we're looking at doing, because we're in the world of generative art, what we can do is we can generate a physical pack, which may not include any of the, mathematically, it probably won't include any of the NFT generated artworks. So what we're going to do with that is potentially for people that mint a certain amount of Kangas, we will send you a physical deck of Combat Kanga cards that you can play. There'll be 1-inch punch version of decks, so you can play those with your friends. And then the crowdfunding part, which is non-crypto, keep in mind, sorry, that's something that I need to go into because that was earlier in the conversation. They too will be sent a physical card deck if they donate a certain amount to the crowdfunding. We may well decide that we could just sell those flat out, right, and have a physical deck. The decks will probably be the same, incidentally, the physical one, so everyone will get the same deck. So otherwise, it simply costs too much to print genuinely different cards every time. But the physical decks we may well just decide to sell as well at a later date. The actual way of the poor game, we would love to be in a situation where we could do those as a physical deck as well. There's going to be way more variation in those cards, though, similar to Pokemon cards. So that's a far bigger investment to get all those printed in volumes that make sense that you can actually sell and buy those cards. But the 1-inch punch cards, there's something that we can definitely control, because a single deck could literally be like a deck of normal cards, like 52 cards. So that's a lot easier for us to get those produced and even printed one at a time if the sales are slow for that.
Sounds awesome. Thank you very much.
Good question, Red Eye. Now, I know you said to get into the Kickstarter, right? So before we jump right into that, where is this game going to start and where is it going to end? PC, mobile, console, all of that. Hello?
Sorry. It's going to start on PC because that's by far the easiest platform to deploy. So we don't need any marketplaces. We don't need to engage with any particular platforms to distribute it on a PC. We can essentially let someone download the installer from the website. The second easiest one is probably mobile, although the graphics and how the UI works will be massively different on the mobile, because obviously what works on a desktop PC screen monitor or a TV screen doesn't work very well on a mobile. That would be the next easiest one to go for, but it does require a lot more work to get there. So I think actually what we would probably push for, secondly, is console. So the difference between building a PC game and an Xbox game, for example, is almost nothing. And that now is true with the PS5. So everything uses AMD hardware. So, like I say, the actual difference between the consoles is it's more of a graphical thing. You know, which buttons do you display? Is it an X or is it a what is it on what is it on? The X is a square, maybe on the PlayStation. But yeah, so there's a few graphical things you need to change. So I think the general order will be PC first, then it'll be console, then it'll be mobile. But the mobile and console will probably run in parallel. And the mobile may come first because of different hurdles that we have to go through with the Xbox and the PSN network.
Okay. Now to merge the Kickstarter, don't you already have your foot in the door with, so to speak, Xbox? Because Xbox is Microsoft, right? So what do you have going with Microsoft already right now? And then what will this Kickstarter help the project do?
Okay, it's a good question, and they're rather annoyingly not as linked as you might like. So Microsoft have got incentives for startups, which we've been accepted in. So essentially what that does is it gives us access to some of the Microsoft mentors, but more fundamentally, it gives us access to Azure hosting. So all of the services that we need to power the game, we don't really need to worry about the cost for the first 24 months because Microsoft will cover the costs for that. It's not entirely true if we were to absolutely rock it, but the projection is that we'd be more than fine with the amount of Azure access that they've given us to as part of the scheme. Now, yes, they do give us access to other Microsoft staff that may well be able to open doors into the Xbox side of Microsoft. Who knows where that could lead? I certainly wouldn't rely on that though, as getting into sort of, I don't know, like Xbox's Game Pass or anything like that. But it's better than having no contacts. So it's not good in, well, it's not bad, but it's not like a free access pass to the Microsoft network, if that makes sense, for Xbox.
Okay, but it's your foot in the door. I didn't say that it was going to get you there, but okay.
No, true. No, they will know people in the same office that work for that part of the business, and that's how these things really work. They're looking for an advantageous way to find projects before they get too big, right? That's entirely the point.
Exactly, right. So, and now let's get into the Kickstarter. What is that going to entail, and how will that help the project?
So the Kickstarter is nearly finished in terms of the copy that's going to be put on there. So that's when the actual details of the Way of the Poor will be published on our website too. So we're keeping it a little bit quiet because we're trying to get the copy correct, the description of how the game works, what the players will experience, and that type of thing. So the point of the Kickstarter is that we have to be realistic. We're a games company as well as working in crypto, so we have to be appreciative of the fact that the vast majority of people that could find our game interesting will not have any interest in crypto. So the Kickstarter is essentially looking at this as a Team A and Team B, not Team A and B as in B is better than A, but just frankly two separate teams. We have the crypto team, which everyone here is involved with. We've been involved with it clearly a lot, but we're building a game, so we have to engage with the other team, and the other team frankly are not interested in crypto, and they also have providers in place which ban crypto. Like, as we said earlier, Steam have banned all crypto-based games. So I have to look at this from a business perspective. So the crowdfunding arm of the fundraising is aimed at gamers for gamers. It's about how the game works, what they're going to like, why would they play it, but it's got no reference to crypto, and that's where we've decided we'll only go there once the definition of the game is nicely presentable. At which point both the crypto world and the gaming world will see it, but the crowdfunding is purely aimed at gamers. So there will be no reference to NFTs. There will be no reference to blockchain. Some people in there might not like that, but the reality is that that's what the crowdfunding is. It's aimed at a very different audience to the people that are listening to the Spaces Call, but you'll be playing the same game, and you may well be playing against each other. The only difference is that the players of the fiat version of the game will not have these custom NFT characters. They may ask why, and they may want to find out, in which case they can find out how to in the crypto world. But the fiat players will only have the standard characters in the game. The faction cards will be the same, but their character cards will be one of three. There'll be a dingo. There'll be a that was wrong. There'll be a Kanga. There'll be a dingo, and there'll be an eagle that they can play as. Whereas the NFT guys will be able to have very different looking versions of those characters.
Okay. And for the gamers, right? I know this is important for the gamer people. What platform are you building the game on?
Okay. So platform by that I mean engine, right? So
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So originally we started with Unity. But as we were building the game, we found it more and more difficult not to find people that could build in Unity, because that's definitely not true. And the next part of this is possibly going to sound a bit harsh, but we struggled to find genuinely good people that could build in Unity. Where we found the people that impressed us the most were in Unreal. They come from a professional background, whereas the Unity developers, it's more of an indie background. And I know it might sound a bit snobby, but I've been a developer all my life, frankly, and I like the conversations I had with the guys that work in Unreal versus the ones that I had in Unity, and that doesn't just reflect the development; it reflects the same thing in artists and modelers and animators too. I guess the easier way to have said what I just said was the commercial world is geared heavily towards Unreal, and people that are doing this as a genuine career, you find more people in the Unreal Engine universe than you do in Unity. So we actually literally stopped all of the development in Unity. We re-imported all of the models, did all the lighting, all the textures, tweaked them for Unreal, and we put it all in Unreal. And personally, I loved the difference. Some people preferred some of the little tweaks in Unity versus Unreal, but as a general thing, the Unreal Engine definitely looks better. So yes, it's Unreal 5. Well, it's not Unreal 5, it's Unreal 4/5. It'll be 4 for different reasons and 5 for different reasons. So the game will be available in 2 flavors, but you won't necessarily know the difference. Mobile is probably more like 4, for example, or it's 5 with all of the things that have to be turned off. So we're not entirely sure yet, but it's 4/5.
All right. Now all the factions, right? The Kangas, the Dingoes, and the Eagles, they are all going to be a 8,000 piece collection, right? 3 different NFT collections.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, and when we start to play these in the video game, as you said, people can boost up their stats and do all of that. How is that going to relate to the NFTs, right? Because I know you explained it to me before. The art itself, the NFT itself, the art, the image cannot change as it's already there. So how is that going to be the increased stats? How is that going to work on the blockchain and in the game?
So essentially, we need to be a little bit cautious about what the NFT is of, right? So the NFT is of the art of the Kanga. So it's not actually a representation of your card, it's a representation of your Kanga. The stats on your Kanga are part of the Combat Kanga game. So if you buy and sell that NFT, the card that goes with it kind of goes with that artwork. So if you have an NFT and you boost your Kanga's 1-inch punch stats, for example, that's kind of like linked to your Kanga's NFT now. So if you then sell it, the stats will go with it. We originally said that wouldn't happen, and the stats would essentially reset. So if you sold your NFT, it would be sold with the stats that were generated when your NFT was generated. But after feedback, people were like, well, we'd rather just boost the Kangas and sell them with the boosted stats. It doesn't really make much of a difference internally as to how that works. So it's the artwork you're buying. It's not literally the card you're buying. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Anybody who has questions at this point for Neil and Combat Kanga, hit the request button or type it in the chat box, right? So now let's go to what it is you are building and what you have built on top of the ledger due to the project, right? Your marketplace.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, what have we built on top of the ledger? So as you guys have, well, may or may not have heard, I've been in numerous conversations about the issues that XLS20 from a marketplace's perspective are going to bring to them. I've got a lot of questions about how that's going to work, how you're going to find the NFTs you want to find in a marketplace, short of knowing exactly what it is you wanted to buy in the first place. So I was decided, well, I don't really want to have to work around all this chaos. There's a use case here of people being able to trade the NFTs if they pre-mint them early. So we decided to do exactly that. So you can pre-mint a Combat Kanga, and very, very soon, in the next, hopefully, week or so, you'll be able to get your dingoes too. And if you don't like the Kanga that you've got, and you'd rather just sell it without waiting for minting, you can do that on our marketplace. So essentially, you pre-mint a token, you see the Kanga that you're going to get, and you're like, actually, I'd rather sell it. Then you can list it for sale on the marketplace. Likewise, someone may be reluctant to get the trust line for whatever reason, and then just decide, actually, I'll just buy a Kanga for XRP instead from the marketplace. So we've built that all on top of XLS20. It all goes through XLS20. All goes through XRPL in terms of the blockchain. That's where the transactions happen. So when you sell a Kanga at the moment, the way that the process works, the buyer will pay Combat Kanga for the NFT or the pre-minted NFT. Those funds will be held, but only periodically, while we make sure that there's no issues with the transaction. It's all done automatically, but the outbound payment is essentially paused until a human just says, "Yep, no, that's actually okay." At which case, the seller of the card will then receive their funds. So typically, we monitor this on an ongoing basis. So as long as everything's fine, it's a matter of hours between the sale and you getting your XRP for the card that you've, or card/NFT that you've sold. But yeah, we've built all that on top of the ledger. Everything's transparent. You can see it all. You can just check the wallet. You can see the money going in. You can see the money going out in terms of a sale. We use the memo field so that people can see what is a Kanga sale, what is a payment going out for that receipt of the sale, and all that sort of stuff. It's all completely monitorable and auditable, as any e-commerce platform should be. Even failed payments are all locked, so we can see anytime an offer is made but not paid, anytime someone says they're going to buy an NFT and then just simply doesn't follow through with the transaction. So all of that is logged. It's all monitored, and you can see it all when you log into your account as well. You can see a lot of the data that we collect during the process of trying to make a payment, and that's all about being honest and showing about how the payments work in the using blockchain. So it's not just XRPL, but any blockchain will work the same way on our platform.
Dope. And like you were saying earlier, LFGO, right, is the first project that has took on these services that you offer, right? So this is a service that you are offering for other projects, any projects, right? Not only is it only specific to XRPL projects, or you're opening that to any blockchain. I know the pre-mint feature is specific and special for the XRPL because of the fact we don't have XLS20 yet and we're waiting. But yes, so could any project on the XRPL right now at this very moment come to you and say, hey, Neil, Combat Kanga, I want a pre-mint Web3 marketplace specific for the XRPL right now because we're tired of waiting for XLS20 and we want to give our community something to do with their IOU token right now, and the fact that they can put it right back on the market if they don't like it is I like that. So would you be able to do that?
Short answer is yes. The slightly longer answer is that it won't be for everybody. So the reason I say that is that the onboarding process at the moment is a little bit longer than I'd like it to be, but there's a technical reason for that. That to build a white labeled version of Combat Kanga is essentially going to take a little bit of time. However, if a project really sees the benefit of pre-minting and being able to set the marketplace up, then we can onboard them in a more manual way. It does take more effort from developers to do it in a more manual way than it would be like, it's not like you go to GoDaddy, buy a website, you get given your website portal where you start designing your pages, right? That's where we're going with this. But as of today, that part doesn't exist. So I'd love to say that every single project could come over and say, yes, we'd love to do it. The reality is I have to charge for this, and some projects will be turned off by that. And that's probably not a bad thing, because I wouldn't be able to onboard, say, 100 projects that weren't paying anything, because I would be doing nothing but onboarding projects, and my Combat Kanga project would suffer as a result. So there is a fine line between what we have to charge and what projects would want to pay to do it. But it's not about taking money from projects. It's about being able to manage the staff and my guys so that we're not, super successful, oddly enough, doing marketplaces. However, those marketplaces never actually materialize into any money, and I know that is sometimes a difficult thing to talk about in crypto world, but people need to get paid, right? And projects need to succeed. So you can't survive if your project is super successful but you don't get anything back, right? So there is a cost to it. I'm happy to talk to any project that wants to do it. If they're happy to engage with us and get it live, and they're happy with the costs, then yes, anyone can technically do it. But like I say, it won't be for everybody, and some people will be turned off by the fact that we have to charge them to get them onboarded. But that will change in the future. We'll work towards making it more like a GoDaddy situation, where it's essentially a self onboarding process to do it. We're just not there yet, but the technology is there for sure, and people who want to use it can. But it's not going to be free to do that.
Understandable, completely 100% understandable. Oh, and speaking of the marketplace, so with the marketplace, we pre-mint on the Combat Kanga website. We can put those up for sale right now, right back on the Combat Kanga website. Now, when XLS 20 goes live, would we be able to sell those on any other marketplaces? That will be a common question that the community would be asking.
Yeah, once it's minted on XLS 20, we fail to have any control over your NFT anyway, because it's in your wallet. So you can do it. You can do with it as you wish. So one of the things that we're going to have in place is any NFT, pre-minted NFT that's on for sale when XLS 20 lands, we're actually going to put a temporary freeze on minting that particular NFT. So there may well be an exodus of the marketplace, right? And lots of the Kangas may disappear when XLS 20 goes live because people want to get them minted. If you want to leave them as they are, however, and you don't want it to be minted and you just want to leave it on the marketplace, you can leave it there. Now, once it's minted and it's now a genuine NFT, there's different things that we can offer. So we can offer a brokered service to sell that NFT for you, which is essentially how the vast majority of all XRPL marketplaces are going to work. Or you can go on the hosted version of selling an NFT, which requires more trust, and I appreciate that it does. And unfortunately, XRPL doesn't offer any better alternatives. But you would transfer your NFT into the marketplace's wallet, and then we can sell it on your behalf and send you the funds. So there's really only two ways to do it once it's an official NFT. It's a shame that we can't do a you get multi-sign wallets. Well, the way multi-sign works is it's kind of the entire wallet or none at all. So we have an amendment, although we haven't done the development for it yet, but it's more of a suggestion, I guess you could say, to allow us to do Quarium. It's called Quarium when you have a permission to do something on someone's wallet. So if we could have a Quarium in XRPL, which allowed us to just do minting and moving of an NFT on behalf of another wallet, we could do it without transferring the NFTs, but unfortunately we can't. So like I say, sorry, it's a bit of a long answer. So the primary way will be a broker service where you as a seller will say, okay, Combat Kanga, sell it for 60 XRP or more, and we will try to find a buyer that's willing to spend 60 XRP or more for your NFT. We will link you with the seller and the transaction will go through. The other one is a hosted service where essentially you send us the NFT. We can then list that NFT on for sale. We will sell it, and then we'll send you back the money or the XRP for that sale, which is the one that you might consider more risky, and that's fine. But they're really the only two options at this point.
Okay. So I don't have no questions here. So is there anything else that you feel we need to know about as far as updates with Combat Kanga? And if not, then I think Dirk, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been patiently waiting.
We're about to segue your way if Combat Kanga doesn't have nothing else, right? Because you guys have an announcement together, so we can use that as the segue. So Combat Kanga, you got anything else you want to update us with, or did we touch everything? Did we miss something? And then once you get done with that, why don't you go ahead and segue us into what you and DS or Combat Kanga and Xspectar got up your sleeve?
So I think it took me about 10 to 15 minutes to go over well, maybe it wasn't that long, but it felt like it was that long to go over all the things that we've done. So just so I don't want to waste Eric's time, I think I'll probably go over all those points again, but in much more detail. Or you could just go back to the start, actually, because it's recorded, isn't it? So you could just go back to the start. Yeah, I've gone over it all, to be fair, Too Cold. If anyone's interested to know more, go back to the start of the recording, because we were talking a little bit before the time started, and we went over all of the things that have been going on over the last few weeks, of which there are many. And yeah, it just at this point, I think it's not right to go over it again. So go back and listen to the recording. You'll hear it at the start.
All right. Or you can hop into the Combat Kanga Discord if you're not already a part of it. And, if you have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them in there as well. So with that being said, I don't know who wants to do it, whether it's Combat Kanga or Xspectar, Neil or DS, who wants to segue into what it is you guys got going together up your sleeve.
No, actually, Too Cold, we were just kidding. We don't have anything to say.
Oh, you're lying.
Well, we have so many things to say, but I told Neil before the call started, let's not tell everything, or let's keep something a secret. And I don't know who will be the one who's spilling things, because I'm very anxious to tell things. So maybe, Neil, should we tell or not?
You got to tell something. You made a post that you guys, it is confirmation that Combat Kanga and Xspectar, it's right on the Xspectar page. There is a confirmation post. So you don't got to tell everything, but go ahead and tell us something at least.
Well,
we can tell them what we're comfortable to tell them, I guess, and the rest you take some sort of.
The best is yet to come. Well, I think that most of you guys know that Neil visited us at our launch party. He took the trouble to come to Belgium, and we were in quite good contact. We have regularly meets here at Too Cold's AMAs or Twitter Spaces. And a couple of days ago, Neil came to visit me again. And I don't have to explain anybody here in the room that he has the technical knowledge. And I think he's really good. He knows what he's doing, not only with the marketplace and the Kangas, but as a blockchain developer, as a developer in general. So we got into touch, and we had some sympathy for each other, and we had a good feeling. Neil. Let's keep them a little bit suspended. Too Cold is pissing herself right now.
Yeah, like, come on, man. You gotta give us something, like something.
Well, I asked Neil if he wanted to join Xspectar in some form without, of course, leaving Combat Kanga aside. And I spoke with him about what he could do for Xspectar, and of course he told us about his marketplace ideas, the minting, the H bar thing, the cross-chain possibilities, and everything else. And I asked him if he would consider becoming our chief technical officer or CTO at Xspectar.
Oh. Oh.
And guess what?
What?
He said no. No. Neil, now it's your turn.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so essentially, without rehashing the same story, I went over to because I was a skeptic at first, right, about the Xspectar, where they came from, how they appeared. But having gone to the launch party, got to speak to Derek and the team. Really liked what they were doing, and it was clear to me that it wasn't just a project that was. We're trying to take advantage in any way of Xrpl. It was a team of focused people, and it was completely a shock to me because I was going thinking that it was just like most other projects, and I don't mean to discourage other projects, but when I got there, it was clearly a professionally run outfit. So I was speaking to Derek about it. I really appreciated the team. We had some really good calls afterwards. And things just really developed. All of the projects have different problems they need to get through, and we were talking about all sorts of different technical things with not just XLS20 but other blockchains too, and regulatory alignments and things like that that might or may not need to happen. And it just felt like a very good conversation. I've been in business all my life as a CTO now for well over 10 years for different businesses, and it really felt like this was something that was going to be a success, and it would be very good to be on board with. So going back and speaking to Derek again about what's the realities of what they're doing, where are they, where do they want to go, does it align with the types of things that I'm thinking about, and it did. So when we were talking about the position, it was kind of like, as long as it doesn't jeopardize the Combat Kanga project, and maybe in the future there's something that will come back from this relationship the other way. I think that it's something that would be silly for me to turn down, frankly. So yeah, it was something we spoke long and hard, right? Many hours over 3 days, discussing what this would be like. And we came out with an agreement, one of which I'm happy to say, it's going to bring very good things for Xspectar, and hopefully in the near future some very good things for Combat Kanga too.
So it's official to say that you are the Xspectar CTO? Is that what we're hearing?
Yes, in very short.
I still have to get used to it, but I'm very happy too. Cold, you got to know Neil as well, and he can elaborate for long times. And we were speaking. He arrived on Friday morning. We had a conversation of hours and hours and hours until a point that we were in a meeting with the rest of the team a Saturday afternoon, and somebody looked at me and they told me, "Are you going to pass out?" And that doesn't happen to me, never. But I was at a point of complete exhaustion just after all of the conversations, and it feels good, I think it's the most important thing is that it's a matter of trust as well, mutual trust, mutual confidence. And I always said that we weren't the strongest on the technical side. Of course, we have Mao, who's a great NFT artist who knows Unreal Engine 5. We have had some nice people that we engaged blockchain related, but after hearing what Neil has been doing in his past career as well on the blockchain with Combat Kanga and his marketplace IDs, again, cross-chain IDs, something that we always promoted, and I think it's a logical step, and that it took us some while to engage, but that we are ready for marriage.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it, right? I love to hear it. Congratulations to you, Neil. Yeah, shout out to you. Congratulations to you too, Dirk, right? And congratulations to both of the projects, right? Combat Kanga and Xspectar as well. Uh that's dope. I'm happy to hear it, right? So yeah, Neil, the new CTO of Xspectar and founder of Combat Kanga.
That equally sounds strange, but yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Dirk, are there any other updates? I know y'all got some other stuff up your sleeve too, but you guys gave us enough, right? So I know that you guys are planning some things out to get some stuff built out. So you already know when the time is right, hit me up and let me know, and we will get the call together.
Well, there will be some people that will be very shocked and surprised. But, well, if you think logically, Neil joins Xspectar. I think he's a major technical asset. We have done pretty good on the marketing side. That could be helpful for Combat Kanga as well. Neil has his ideas with the marketplace, with other blockchains. If you think about everything, you can put two and two together, no?
Oh yeah, I'm not no dummy, right? I'm picking up what
Now I
y'all
really have
laying
to
down.
shut up.
Okay, all right. So let's lay off of that. Okay, so that it sounds like you've kind of probably been enjoying some wine as you've been waiting. Um, aside from that, are there any other updates that you want to talk about as far as Xspectar goes?
Well, it took us a long time. We have been speaking about our second white paper, the second version. We have been speaking about our new website. The new website was ready for weeks, but we waited until we had a new white paper. Finally, with some input of Neil, by the way, we have a document that I'm almost satisfied with. I start thinking that it's maybe me being perfectionist and wanting it to be better and better and keep postponing it. So I think that we have something that I am almost happy with. So the release of the white paper is very close, and after that the website will be launched as well. But I think the major announcements will be made after Neil and I make some other things clear about our future relationship.
Dope. I'm telling you right now, when I get done with this, because I have to focus when I really tweet out serious tweets. I'm going to make a tweet about this alpha that I just got in here, congratulating the both of you. Um, uh, so, I got I got a DM, for you, Dirk. They wanted me to bring up, they don't think Xspectar posted the winner for the Roses Are Red giveaway yet. Have you guys done that yet?
I should check it with the team. It's possible. I don't know exactly when we posted it, but I have to check with the team. We were all weekend together with Neil as well, and it could be that we didn't announce it yet. But I will certainly ask the team, and we will do it within the coming 24 hours if we didn't do it yet, for sure.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, and from our last AMA, not the last one, right? But the one before that, you did say that Xspectar will be releasing, I guess, beta of the metaverse in phases. And your target time frame was the gallery in October. Is that still on track?
Yeah, we're working on it. Mao and his team has been working on this for the past few weeks, and we're still at that timing. We hope that XLS 20 is coming soon as well. So it would be nice to have them both released around the same time. But if not, we will have the art gallery ready in a complete Unreal Engine 5 environment. If there aren't yet NFTs on the XLS on XLS 20 on the Xrpl to be minted, we will have some other nice things to show there as well. We are in close contact with my good friend King Solomon as well, who used to be an advisor who focused on his own project, but we are in good contact, and as you know, he's also well connected within the HBAR community. I did some flirting with them. I got in touch with the HBAR Foundation with some nice projects, and actually I just bought 30 minutes ago my two first NFTs, first ever on the HBAR network, and they will be probably displayed within the virtual art gallery. So it will be like the first feeling that people can have of which direction we want to go with the Unreal Engine 5, and after we will probably go to land sales and to the real estate aspect. Some good news as well from our Swiss lawyers is that we were quite scared of not being able to implement our casino ID, but they reassured us that it would be possible. So that's some major good news as well.
Dope, dope, dope. Love to hear it. I got a question. They said, can you give a hint of the next listing of where Xspectar might be going to list?
Well, we have had quite a lot of centralized exchanges contacting us in the last few weeks. I think that it's no secret that we are looking at Upholds, of course, because they have lots of XRP holders, especially in the US. Qcoin, we are in contact with them as well. I met the Qcoin listing manager a couple of weeks ago in the south of France. We became quite good friends as well. I maybe have to disappoint some, but Binance won't be for tomorrow for sure. I think that some tier one exchange would be very nice to get onto. We have Gate.io, we have Wobi, but I think that we would like to get on Qcoin for sure. And together with that, Uphold would be a nice addition. But it's not that easy. They have lots of requirements, but we are still working hard on it. So you don't have to. I don't forget that we just started a little bit 4 months ago. So we are a quite young project. So there are some criteria that they told us they would like us to achieve, and I think that that will be happening in the near future. But I'm very confident. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, I thought that was me for a minute. You rugged for a second.
Yeah, sorry. So what did you guys hear?
It was the last 5 seconds only.
So I told you that we are very confident that we will get some other listings. We could get listed on way more exchanges as well, but we don't want to dilute, and it would be not a good decision, I think, to get listed on exchanges that are less interesting than we are listed on now. So we absolutely want to focus on tier one and on Uphold. So We have with all of them very, very good contact.
So is there a time frame of when next listing, or it's just when it happens?
No, there is no time frame, not at all. And if there would be, for legal reasons, I couldn't say it. But to be honest, there is none at this stage. But as I say, we are in very, very good contact. I will be, by the way, speaking, I think it's the 16th of September, somewhere in the Italian Alps. And I'm invited to speak about the metaverse, about Xspectar. And it's organized by Uphold and J&K Securities. So.
Oh, very, very interesting. Okay, so yeah, now is your time, you guys. If you guys have any questions for Xspectar, or if you can't get to the mic, type it in the comment box, right? Or hit the request button. So again, if you guys don't know anything about Xspectar, it is not just an NFT project, it is going to be a metaverse, all right? There is 8,888 NFTs, okay? And in order to be eligible for an NFT, you have to hold 8,888 Xspectar coin. Now, that does not get you the NFT. It allows you to be eligible. As of the price of what XRP is right about now, he has said that the price of one NFT would be about 800 XRP, and that is subject to change on what XRP does and where it's at by the time XLS 20 goes live. Um, they are also if you guys just joined, they're also releasing beta parts of the metaverse piece by piece, right? No specific date and time of which section, which piece of the metaverse they're going to be releasing exact dates, right? But the very first piece in the pipeline that they're going to open to the community for beta is going to be the Xspectar gallery. I see we got our side up here. Go ahead, our side.
Thanks, Nicole. What's going on, everyone? Yeah, I got a question for Dirk. So I've really been trying to study the way metaverses, are developing here in Xrpl and Ethereum. And one of the issues that I'm noticing, and it's pretty much with all the metaverses, it's that they're sort of limiting the people who can enter, by owning an NFT. So my concern lies where, depending on who that metaverse is marketing to, a lot of these people are professionals, not necessarily younger kids or gamers. A lot of them have business plans, business strategies that they want to implement with these metaverses. And, so what the issue that causes is that it really limits the amount of people in these metaverses, because now, people work their 8 to 5. They're all from around the world. So not only that, you got different people entering at different times. And it really limits the interaction that these metaverses can really have, because now you're only limited to 5,000 people. Half of them work most of the time. So most of the times it's like an empty town. That's sort of what I've been noticing. What are some of the things that I guess you'll be doing to sort of tackle that? I know one of the things that I've sort of thought was, well, maybe, if there's some sort of economy, then, the original, I guess we'll call them OG owners, then they'll be able to get some sort of compensation for, being one of the originals. But I think my personal opinion for metaverse to succeed, it really has to have mass adoption. So I sort of want to see where you think about that.
Looks like
Sorry, yeah,
oh, there
I
you
was
go.
muted. I think that's a very good remark, and we had a discussion with that with Neil in the past few days as well. But our goal always was to have an open metaverse for everybody, so it will be accessible for everybody. Our NFT holders will get certain advantages. They will get exclusive access to several levels, to several ventures, to some new business ideas we will be implementing. We are looking at making it possible, for example, for architects or property developers to use our metaverse to show their creations as well. So we really want to link it and have it like open for everybody. Extra advantages for our OG NFT holders, and to link it as well with our business ideas and make it attractive for worldwide businesses to use as a tool to improve their business as well. So I think that's the main thing. One of the things that Neil told us as well was what he's doing with Combat Kanga, for example, is focusing only on blockchain or crypto people. You limit yourself to a small percentage of the users, you know. So therefore, I think we will use the same strategy, and we will try to make it as open and as available to the most to as many people that we can, to make it an attractive environment. We will have the gaming aspect, which will be nice. We will have the business aspect, which will be nice, and we have the rewarding aspect, where we will include our NFT holders within our Xspectar society, and I think that you have to see that being a member of Xspectar and holding the NFT is like being inside the inner circle and having a network of interesting people within the metaverse, and being able to monetize on that and to help each other and to reach out to each other for ideas. But I think that you're 100% right, and that it has to be open for as many people as possible.
Cool. I appreciate the answer. If I could ask one more,
Hell nah.
I don't know if you touched, if maybe Xspectar has been making moves, maybe in any partnership with like fashion lines, or any new moves as far as like music, anything music related within Xspectar. Any alpha you can share?
We at this stage we can't share a lot. We keep the surprises for the near future. I think that as XLS20 is getting closer, the art gallery will be ready, and that we will be shooting some interesting shots into the community within the coming weeks and months, and that we try to build up a little bit of tension before we start moving again.
Cool. That's all I have.
All right. Since you were late, the giveaway, since you were the one who asked, he's gonna check on that.
Keep him honest.
He's not sure. Shut up. You're so annoying. He's going to check into it, and he doesn't think, because he's been traveling, so he's not 100% sure if the winner for the Roses Are Red giveaway has been announced. If not, he said it will be announced within the next 24 hours. And also, since you brought up partnership and you missed it, Combat Kanga and Xspectar, Dirk and Neil have just released some alpha in here that Neil is joining the Xspectar team as the CTO of Xspectar. So that is some alpha that has not been released, and it was first released here today, and I will be making a tweet out about it, congratulating the four of them, right? Neil, Dirk, Xspectar, and Combat Kanga. Go ahead, King Solomon.
I was just going to tell Dirk, if you're available, give me a call. Too Cold, as always. Spaces are fantastic. Parrots were in here earlier. I had to hop off, but consistently putting work in Too Cold, which is fantastic. Seeing the synergy between Parrot and Combat Kanga earlier was always, you know, a joy to watch, because I think that that's the type of stuff that's really going to propel us in this space. So just wanted to say thank you. So
Thank you. I appreciate that, my guy. Thank you very much.
I think, King Solomon, have I told you that Neil became the CTO of Xspectar? I think I did, you know?
yeah, I just never share things. So
He was one of the first I gave a call to let him know, and I think it's a good move that we made, and I think that the king is happy as well, no?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I know from, and I always just say Combat, but I know from Neil's perspective in the space, he's one of the old school, like, original people that have been around the XRPL, building out NFTs, building out ecosystems, and even in the background, like, having the ability to hear what Neil has been building for the past, you know, over a handful of months, like past probably almost a year, like real interoperability, real marketplaces, real things, and just kind of getting overshadowed by X, Y, and Z is probably just bullshit. And you know, that's why I always say, like, I try to support as many as possible. This space is so busy, but just it's really great when you see synergy, and I'm excited for what everybody's building. So it's kind of where I'm at.
Well, guess what? That is about to end right now, right? Because with Xspectar and Combat Kanga, you know, joining forces together, both founders, you know, one wherever you are, where you have your strength, you of course have your weakness, right? And they will be scratching each other's backs where they're both weak at, and bringing their strengths to each other's tables. So that's definitely dope. And what's even doper is because I know that you guys met for the very first time at the XRPL cookout that you guys were on together when I invited you guys both to come for that cookout. So that's how I
I think that
know.
was the one where I decided to go to the party, wasn't it? Wasn't that
Yeah,
one?
yeah. You decided live on the air that you were gonna go to the party, and then you ended up going to the launch party a few days or a week later, and that is when your guys' bromance really started. Was right here in my space call.
Well, it was, but as we discovered when I was in front of Derek, there was actually a conversation that we had before that. But it was way before Xspectar was a known name, and I had no idea who I was talking to. But it turned out to be Derek. So there
Well,
you
I
go.
think it was before we started Xspectar, and that I was still in space as an investor and a token buyer or a community member, and I still hold some Kangas. You know that I've pre-minted 20. I think I have still 20 in my wallet as well, to be minted. So, and I know that we spoke in Discord, and that I was talking about the card game you were launching, and that I had connection with one of the biggest publishers of card games in the world, which is located in Belgium, and that I could maybe help you a hand with that. So the circle is round, you know.
There he is. There.
Dirk, you've been telling people about how much you fucking have diversified in the XRP space for about 9 months now. I was getting messages from you before I even knew who the fuck you were, like middle of last year, and you were just like, hey man, just to give you a heads up, I'm building some stuff. I'm a heavy investor into the XRPL ecosystem. I'm like, okay, cool. And then like 2 or 3 months later, it was like kind of the Xspectar aspects, all the stuff that you guys have fleshed out. But I still love hearing you that you haven't changed the way that you speak in general, because you're still like, I'm pretty sure that I hold some Kanga still, eh? Yeah.
I am pretty sure that I sold some tokens of other projects as well, by the way. But I have been buying quite a lot, and I have been holding on to them for a long time. So yeah, let's hope that we all do well. And I think the best thing for the XRPL community is that we all do well. Because one thing I have to say, I have been looking at other projects on other chains, and most metaverse projects that are, as Neil said, interesting, are building on Unreal Engine 5. And most interesting people in space are building on Unreal Engine 5. However, if we, and it's not to talk the XRPL community down, we're early, we're growing, but if we compare ourselves to good projects on other chains, I have to say there is still some work to do, and that's something that I am doing nonstop at this stage. Is looking at projects, for example, on Solana or Ethereum. They don't make me jealous, but we can learn from them, and I think that we can, like our side said, also learn from metaverses that already exist. And it's difficult to invent the wheel, but if you take the wheel and you put a nice tire around it and you make it inflatable, so it's way more comfortable, I think that is our goal. Our
But if you
advantage
do
is
that with a wheel, I mean, I don't know, it's Gary Gensler all over.
yeah, fuck Gary.
Fuck that guy, right? I'm not trying to cut this short. It sounds like you guys are wide awake, right? But my guy right here, I want you guys to definitely also hear about Xbot Club, because I know that they do come to space calls, but not as frequent as the three, right, that you guys have are, and they have a business meeting, they said, in about 30 minutes. So we're gonna come back, we're gonna definitely circle back around to Xspectar and this conversation, right,
I'm
and open
hopping
the
off,
floor up.
guys. Thank you, Too Cold. As always, a pleasure. I'm hopping off. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem. But I
Sorry,
definitely
Tuco, I hate to sound harsh, but I do actually need to go.
no, you're not going. No, I'm just playing.
Too
All
cold.
right, but
We agreed, my CTO and myself agreed that we won't be doing 6 to 14-hour calls anymore, and we have so much work to do. And above that, we both realized that we do have families as well, which got completely neglected in the last few weeks and months. So I think I have to hop off as well, with pain in my heart, because as you heard, I got the request from our good friend King Solomon to give him a phone call after this call, and we have been discussing also some very interesting things, which could relate to the relationship Neil and myself are developing. Even Neil doesn't know that, by the way, but there is some very, very interesting developments in which we may involve our good friend King Solomon as well.
that's what's up. That's cool. That's why I
You
was trying to
know,
get
he's not showing up for you.
be quiet. He's been in here a good couple of times
Yeah, of
without
course.
you being here. Um, but that's why I wanted to get Xbot up here, right, while you guys were still here. Even if you guys just drop to listener, whatever, put it in, right? I definitely, you guys don't have to speak no more, but I definitely want you guys to hear what Xbot is bringing to the table, because they have a major update to their project as well. And from what I understand, um, are you gonna announce that, Mr. Xbot? The first of it, is that the announcement?
I'm gonna get into some of it, some details.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get into some of it. I won't spill all the sauce, but
Okay, yeah, he's gonna announce something that he's bringing to the XRPL that no other project that I've come across is bringing into their NFTs. So, Mr. Xbot, go ahead and get into what the Xbot Club is doing.
all right. So if no one's familiar with what Xbox Club is, we're 5,000 NFTs. And basically, we were focusing on the funding of new development of AI projects and developers or freelance developers or high tech companies, like high end companies as well, depending on what partnerships we were able to gather. But speaking with multiple AI advisors and a few developers now, that with one we're about to bring on the team as well, we've solely decided to focus on just integrating AI directly into our XBot NFTs into the future. So basically, I don't want to get too much into detail about this specifically, but AI will be directly integrated into XBot, the actual NFTs after mint, of course, once everything is available. That's one of the reasons we're not available in space calls as much, solely because we're not really meeting with as many XRPL companies or projects. It's a lot of AI companies as of recently, just because that's our sole focus and the technology that we're trying to get as well. But of course, we always collab with all these other XRPL projects and want to help integrate different things as well, especially with this new update we have. So, with the XBot NFTs going to be integrated with AI technology directly, that information specifically will be coming in our white paper 2.0, which will be coming very soon. Um, and as well, if you hold an XBot after mint, you will be receiving an X drone at a 1-to-1 ratio for each XBot you hold. And those X drones will be used to stake to earn our token memory. And they will be also used to be played in a mobile game, which we are talking with Quarter Onion Games on building this game, which you will be able to earn memory and use memory to purchase upgrades, cosmetics, and other things for in-game. And you will be able to use that memory as well from staking and that you have earned from the X Drone game to upgrade your XBot AI NFT. And there will be multiple different levels. If people have questions about that specifically, I can get into it as much as I can. I just can't release too much information. But you'll be able to use your memory as well to upgrade your XBot. And as you upgrade it, various different things will change with your XBot NFT, not just cosmetically as well. And as of right now, there are no other projects, I believe, that are directly integrating AI with NFTs. Of course, there are AI that are creating NFTs, and there's certain softwares and programs, but we plan to have the actual NFT, of course, be an AI and have certain functionalities that not any other thing else has. But like
So
I said, we've been
real
speaking with. Go ahead.
real quick, because some people might be lost in the sauce when you say AI NFTs. So when you say AI NFTs, is a more layman's terminology considered a smart NFT? And just give a basic a basic example of one or two features of what a smart or AI NFT could entail.
Okay, so basically, as of right now, there's only one other project that I am familiar that is doing this, and it is actually on the Ethereum blockchain. It is Althea, and they've been around for a pretty long time now, and they're pretty much the number one NFT that is doing this. And as of recently, it's only been a few months that this has come to light, and they've actually started to integrate this technology to their into their NFTs. But prior to this release, since we have been to a lot of AI conventions, because we live in Pittsburgh, so this is like the home for AI and robotics. So there are a lot of conventions here, and we recently met the founder of the company in person, had a few exchanging back and forth, and he actually remembered us because we were messaging them when we were a smaller project, just trying to get some information, of course. And then eventually, we kept going back and forth, and we grew a small relationship. And he led us over to one of his developers, and then that's where we started speaking with the advisors and as well as developers, so we can eventually try to integrate this into the XRPL and directly into our XBot NFTs. And basically, what a smart NFT is kind of like a companion that'll be able to help you or answer questions for you. I don't want to get too much in detail. You could look at their project, but as an example, I can use, like, if you ask it a question like Siri, it'll automatically answer something for you. Or as like you can see these apps where the art is automatically being generated by AIs. Your AI XBot may be able to do that. at a certain level of that tier, et cetera, and yeah.
Okay, okay. And again, the Xbot NFT collection is only a 5,000 NFT collection, right? So there will only ever be 5,000 smart NFTs coming out of the Xbot Clubhouse.
Correct. And there will be X drones dropped at a 1-to-1 ratio, which will be after mint to each Xbot holder. So there will be 5,000 X drones as well.
Love it, love it. So, in short, with the Xbot NFT, it's kind of like having your own personal customized Siri or Alexa.
Yeah, but there's also like, yeah, of course, that's going to be one of the functionalities to an extent. There will also be other ones. Like I said, I want to get too in detail because there's just some stuff I just don't want to release. If there's certain questions, maybe I could kind of get specific, but yeah, like the Alexa capabilities, Siri capabilities, price, what's the word I'm trying to find? Price, can't think of the word right now. Price targets, just different price predictions. There we go, price predictions. Different little aspects that whatever would be specifically integrated into that Xbot. And like I said, each level would be a particular different function, and as you level up, you will gain each of those functions as you go along.
Now, with the smart NFT, where is this going to be hosted at? Is there going to be an app for it, or what are the details on that?
Yes, correct. There will be an Xbot app for that.
Dope, dope. So, if anybody has any questions right now, go ahead, hit the request button. I can bring you on up so you can ask Mr. Xbot here about the update that he has just brought to the table. And so, and then with the drone game, what kind of game is that going to be, and where is that going to be available? The X drone game.
It'll be a mobile game, and it'll be like a racing game with like power-ups and like different, I don't want to say Mario Kart, but sort of like a Mario Kart style game, but with the X drones, and there'll be different power-ups and boosts and attacks and other things like that. And like I said, you'll be able to earn memory in the game, and as well as maybe different NFTs and tournaments that we have in our memory treasury as well, and collaborate with other projects and do things along those lines.
Dope, dope, dope. So Xbot is bringing smart NFTs to the Xrp Ledger. And are you so on top of the jumbotron? I see that you guys are going to the Ripple Apex convention. Are you guys going to be speakers there, or are you guys just going as guests?
We're just going as guests. We were going to apply as speakers, but the white paper and everything that we were formulating after the meeting, which we had with our advisors, it wasn't until later, and then we didn't really feel comfortable with what we had to present like formally, and that's why I said our white paper is under works, the 2.0 as of right now, because it could be released, but I'm just not comfortable with it as of right now. We still have a couple minor tweaks to just adjust to it. Like I said, that's why I can't really answer certain things in a specific manner, but it's all pretty much worked out on the white paper, and it's almost done. We're trying to have it ready before the actual event, even though we won't be speaking, but we do want to have that up and available as soon as possible. So of course, like I said, this is definitely some early information, which will be released very soon.
Okay, love it, love it. So I don't got no questions coming in. I think everybody's kind of questioned out. It's been a lot of information, right? And as you guys have sat here, if you guys have been here through the whole call, you guys have heard from all four of these projects, right? And now you guys see why I accepted their, you know, they all came asking me if I wanted to be an ambassador for their project, and I've already been interested and involved in the projects, right? And this is why, right? These projects are all bringing something to the XRPL. They all have very different, unique things that they're bringing, NFTs, metaverses, video games, AI's contribution to saving the rainforest and all of that, right? So I'm happy with the bag of projects that want me to help educate the community about them, right? And out of all the projects, right, and it's not a bad thing, out of all the projects, right, these 4 projects, yes, we all do know Xspectar has the finances to heavily market themselves, right? So they are more popular than all the rest of these 3 that are up here. But that's why I put this call together, so that all 3 of these communities can all learn about all of these projects together and why it is that I am personally interested in them, right? It is not financial advice by no means. And as you guys hear throughout the call, you know, I'm asking specific questions that I already know the answers to, right? Because I feel that those are high points and pieces of information that the community needs to be educated on, as far as what the projects are doing and what they're bringing. So yeah, we got Hi Hatter here. So go ahead, Hi Hatter.
Hi everyone, you hear me all right?
Yeah. What's going on, my guy?
Cool. So awesome. Xbot, I've been following your project for quite a long time. I actually learned about your project, like many other XRPL projects, playing in the Songbird network with the best FTSO and some of the best FTSO art. So I'm wondering, is the best FTSO Xbot NFT, is that going to have any utilization in your ecosystem in any time? Or what's that about?
As of right now, that was just a direct collaboration with Best FTSO, but that specific Phoenix bot, we do have some plans which are still underway, because we were thinking of doing some bridge for the Songbird holders over there, which there's only 50 of those. But yeah, we don't have anything planned specifically for those as of right now, because it was just this collab. But there are a few options that we, the team talked about, that we could integrate that would give those people some benefit as well. And I will definitely keep you updated in the Discord or
Cool.
anything if
Yeah,
some
I'll
changes up
definitely
as soon as possible.
be following on the information, because I definitely love the aspect of cross-chain capability and collaborating with other chains and communities. So that's awesome.
Yeah, huge fans of Songbird.
Yeah, good question. Hi Hatter, appreciate that. So anybody else have any questions for any of the projects that we got up here right now? If not, it seems like everybody is tired. I know I said we are doing live trivia giveaways, which we can, but it doesn't, like, I'm not gonna sit up here and be talking to myself, right? So if it's best that I do a like Fish Fry Friday giveaway for the projects, right? We can do that and get that going. Probably this Friday or next Friday, right? We can reconvene and come back and just have a pure giveaway call, right? Because we have been here for quite some time today. It's been a lot of information. Or if you guys want, like, I don't even see no emojis going or nothing, right? So I'm thinking everybody's like maybe halfway asleep. So if that's the case, I could get up out of here myself, right? And we could do some other things. So anything else, Mr. Xbot? I know you have a call you need to get to here shortly. As of right now, I think that's all the
I said that's
calls
about
that, I mean,
all as of right now. Like I said, yeah, our white paper 2.0 is definitely going to be released soon with all of the information that I just gave you guys with a lot more detailed information. And yeah, if anyone
all
is
right.
going to be at the Apex Dev Summit in Vegas, come say what's up and beat boot.
And beep boop, right? Perfect, perfect. So with that being said, all right, yeah, I got nobody hitting the request button, and all of that. So we'll circle back around and get these do some like live trivia giveaway maybe this Friday or maybe next Friday, right? At the Fish Fry Friday call, right? I'll put one up. I know it's not a every week call that I put together, but yeah, it seems like people are tired and
Yeah, do that shit on
you
Friday.
know, get up out of here. So with that being said, I want to thank all of these projects, right? Combat Kanga, Xparrots, Xbot, and Xspectar for pulling through, coming here, and for the first Ambassador 2 Cold Tuesday, right? So hopefully we get this going again, right? When there's another major updates and all four of them might have some major news, right? Maybe we bring them all together again and do another Ambassador 2 Cold Tuesday, right? So I definitely want to thank all the projects, not only for coming to the call, but for extending the opportunity to me to be your guys' ambassador, and trusted me to help try to educate not only the XRPL community but the NFT community, right? Because all types of people stumble through my space calls, right? So I'm really grateful, thankful, and appreciative of that opportunity, and I really do appreciate all of you guys very much for giving me that shot and that chance, because I know I am a bit controversial, but the fact that you guys do see the value in what it is that I do here in the community, and with all the space calls that I do host, that actually does mean a lot, right? So thank you. Right. And I want to thank all of you guys for showing up and being here to gain this information today, right? So real quick recap of all four projects, most highlighted informations to walk away from today, right? We had X Parrot come in here speaking first, and what they have going on is a collection that will be on Sologenic, a 100, is it 100 or 150? I forget.
Not 100.
Okay, so that
it's 100 good, 100 bad.
Okay, so they have a collection of 200 X Parrots that are going to be launching on the Sologenic NFT under the XLS 14 protocol. If you hold 10 X Parrots or X Chameleons, however you combine it to equal 10, it could be 10 of one or the other, or it can be a mix of both that equal 10. You will be airdropped a good X Parrot NFT with the opportunity to spin the wheel in the Discord for a bad NFT, which you will still have to purchase, but they're doing it this way because snipers on the Sologenic platform will sweep the floor, and nobody who is really a part of the community will be able to buy it, right? So that's why they're doing the spin the wheel opportunity if you do have a good X Parrot. Okay, so that is the most important highlight, along with, if you haven't checked out their 7-minute video on YouTube, it is it's pinned to one of their pages, and you could check it out there. And then we had Combat Kanga, right, coming in second. speaking. So Combat Kanga's highlight is the marketplace is live, right? The Kanga marketplace. You can go on the Combat Kanga marketplace right now. You do have to go to the DEX, just like you would get any other IOU token. You have to go get an IOU token, set your trust line, get an IOU token. You take that token. You could go to the Combat Kanga website and pre-mint that IOU token, okay? And you will see exactly which Combat Kanga you will get when XLS 20 goes live. If you do not like that Kanga, you can put it right back up for sale in that marketplace, okay? So you are not locked and tied in to that pre-minted NFT. You could put it right back up for sale. And also the dingoes are going to be released within the next week or two, right? The second faction of the Combat Kanga collections, okay? But you will not need a trust line for this. You can exchange XRP directly for a dingo, okay? And that will be done on the Kanga website as well. And also the 1-inch punch tournament game will be available in a few weeks for us to start playing one-on-one against each other with our basically NFTs and playing against each other, okay? And then we have Xspectar, who has came in and announced that Combat Kanga creator Mr. Neil has become a part of the Xspectar team as the Chief Technical Officer, the CTO. So that was the alpha announcement that was made today from Xspectar, as well as they have been talking to Qcoin and a couple other exchanges. There are no definite dates of when a next listing is and will be, but they Dirk is a businessman that talks business to a lot of people, a lot of business people, and he is in good contact with a lot of people for exchanges, as well as October is is a date to look forward to for beta testing of to be able to get into the Xspectar gallery, okay, which is a part of the metaverse. So those are the updates that Xspectar have came with. And then we had Xbot just come in here and let us know that they are redirecting instead of going towards um, AI companies and independent contractors and whatnot, and helping to like kind of invest in those people, right? With the project, they are gearing to bringing the first smart NFTs to the XRP Ledger, the first AI NFTs to the XRP Ledger. And you will be able to upgrade the features within that NFT with the utility coin memory, right? So let's say at level 1 is the most basic AI feature that you can get, right? And let's say level 5 is the highest. So if you have level 1, you will have the most basic AI feature of that NFT. And if you upgrade it throughout, you go step by step, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. If you get to level 3, you will have all the features from level 3 plus 2 and 1 and below. And level 5 you will have the basically ultimate AI slash smart NFT. And they are also bringing a video game to race the X drones, which you will only be able to receive X drones on the primary market by being a Xbot holder. It will be a 1-to-1 airdrop, okay, and then anytime after that airdrop is complete, it will be on the secondary market. So that is the only way you'll be able to get an X drone is by being a Xbot holder. So those are the real quick highlight points of today's call with all 4 projects. So with that being said, again, I would like to thank all of you very much for spending a day, afternoon with me, evening, whatever it is. I appreciate all of you. Uh, on top of the Jumbotron, I will be tweeting it out in a little bit as well. I do have a call tomorrow with Mel P, the creator of the X Squad project, also the co-founder of the Syndicate collective, right? 2 p.m., 5 p.m. Eastern. My call is with her, and we will be speaking with 3 projects from the syndicate to learn about those projects as well. That is on top of the Jumbotron as well. I will be retweeting it out in when I get off of here. So tomorrow, I got a busy week, man. And then Thursday will be the usual Wake and Bake Vibes call with Lemmy and Kamikaze, right? The owner and creator of Sonar Muse. And we will be talking about music as we always do on Thursdays. Go ahead, X-Parrot, my guy.
Yes, thank you, Too Cold, again. Thank you so much for hosting the space to give everyone an opportunity to let the community know new things that they're doing or try and bring community together. As you've seen with Kangas, we've already been in contact with them, and hopefully something good comes from that as well, right? Give everyone a chance to maybe see a Parrots in one of his games. And we appreciate that, and thank you so much, and thank you for everyone else who took the time to come in and listen to everyone's projects. Appreciate that.
Yes, most definitely. I was happy to hear that, right? That he threw that out there to you guys, right? So that was definitely dope. I'm happy to hear it, and I look forward to see what it is you guys bring to the table together, right? Making magic happen, Captain. That's what we
Yeah.
does. That's what we does over here. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Um,
I mean,
yeah, I mean. So, with that being said, we're gonna roll up out of here with some vibes from our guy, Lemmy, right? I know Xbot was the last speaker, but we've been here for a while. So let's ride out. We got Xspectar still in the house. Let's ride out to this to the Xspectar song, you guys. So if you guys want to peep Lemmy's streaming platforms as well, it is on top of the Jumbotron. You can get to all his streaming platforms as well as his YouTube channel. So thank you guys again. And this is how we are going to end this call here today for Ambassador Too Cold Tuesday. Too Cold and Agent Lemmy reporting for Expect Our Duty.
Infinitely great.
Traps
What did you expect from us? What did you expect from us? Meta world peace, constellation runners. XRP winter, spring, summer. Infinitely great. What did you expect from us? What did you expect from us? What did you expect from us? Meta world peace, constellation runners. XRP winter, spring, summer. 8,888 is my number. Build the most innovative virtual economy by giving members exclusive moments on XRP. I go by Agent Lemmy, Agent Two Colas with me, Triple T, Blockchain P, Triangular Track Tsunami. Transformation, innovation, compliance, security, community and rewards, transparency, loyalty, networking, relationships. Xspectar got all of it. They had the whole time square lit. I felt like a New York Knicks. Real estate, law, finances, and IT. Gambling and art utility behind it. They booming from the start. I see no declining. I feel it in my heart. I'm stuck with them like Sami. What did you expect from us? What did you expect from us? Meta world peace, constellation runners. XRP winter, spring, summer. 888. Infinitely great. What did you expect, from us? What did you expect, from us? What did you expect, from us? Meta world peace, constellation runners. XRP winter, spring, summer. 8,888 is my number. Giveaways to the lower ages. That artwork is just so amazing. I need some more tokens cause I'm paying. A custom NFT of me, I'm just saying. What did you expect, from me? 888 trillion tokens on me. XRPL is fast and it's slow on the fees. XLS 20, we don't do OpenSea. What did you expect, from me? 888 trillion tokens on me. XRPL is fast and it's low on the fees. XLS 20, we don't do OpenSea.
Agent 2 Code and Agent Lemmy understood the Xspectar assignment. Mission completed. Triangular trap tsunami. Yeah. There it is there, you guys. So again, thank y'all for pulling up. Appreciate it, y'all. We are going to get up out of here, right? So everybody enjoy your Tuesday. Have a good one. I will be posting an update about the giveaways, all right? We definitely will get those going. You know, I ain't going to forget about y'all and making it rain on y'all. So, thank y'all again. Everybody, have a good day. We are up out of here. Ambassador Too Cold Tuesday is now officially done, son. We up out of here.